All right, so I already reacted to Beast Games day one when it came out, and something not everyone may know is I actually released my own video about my experience there. It's this one right over here. I was cheated out of Mr. Beast's $5 million game show. Performed very well, 15K. I think it's about to hit 16K views, so down for that. The second video didn't do that much, only 260. It's a flop. It's a flop. I mean, what can we do? They can't all be winners, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's ultimately fine just because like it's not like I worked hard on. This is just like the full interview that only has a little bit of clips from in the main video. So it's just like a leftover if you're curious about more interview stuff. So if this one would have been the flop, that's the one I've been like, damn, damn, you know what I mean? But thankfully it did. Thankfully it did very well. Honestly, it has potential to become my most viewed video on the channel. Right now it's at the second most viewed. It could take over the Deji video that I made 5 years ago. So I'm thinking there might need to be a new kid in town to take the crown. But we'll see how it goes. I think we'll see how because every week there's like a spike in views for this video because Beast Games is still coming out. It comes out weekly. I think there's going to be 10 episodes this season. Right now they're only on episode 5. So, and they release episodes every Thursday. So every Thursday there's a spike in views for this video. So, I mean, hopefully with like there's 5 more episodes to come out, so it can, if the spikes do well enough, it could become the #1. It could. It just could. It just took over the second most, which was the screen culture video. So we'll see once season 1 of Beast Games ends to see how that does. And like I said, it doesn't matter that this one didn't do that well. Nah, it is what it is. Maybe it'll have more of a life going into the next month with episodes coming out. We'll see. We'll see. But the point of this stream is that I want to actually, because you know, there were 2,000 competitors for Beast Games at the beginning, and so I, as you know, I couldn't possibly be the only person to make a video about my experience, right? I mean, of course, other people have to capitalize on it, right? Not just me. And naturally, there are. So in this stream, I want to react to a bunch of people's my fellow competitors' videos. So why don't we go ahead and get started? We got like what, 8 videos on the docket. This first one is I competed in the Beast Games from Nick Giassi. 18K views, not bad, not bad. A little bit more than me, but that's all right. That's all right. So let's go ahead and watch these videos, and then I'll give my take on the things they may or may not say. You know, we'll see.
I am sitting on $5 million in cash and competing for it.
I just want to make sure that.
$1 million in
Okay, cool. It does sound good.
I can finally talk about the Beast Game. My name is Nicholas Giassi, and I was contestant 264 on the Beast Game. Stay tuned.
Oh, so he made it really far. He made it to the, at least to the show.
For part 2, in this video, I'll only be talking about what happened in the qualifiers in Las Vegas. Let's just get something out of it.
Qualifiers? That's an interesting way to put it. I just call it episode 0, to be honest.
This video isn't me bashing on Mr. Beast, aka Jimmy, or the Beast Team. This is just my honest opinion through my experiences that I had on the Beast Game.
Honestly, I probably should have clarified that as well in my video, because a lot of people ended up just like leaving negative comments on my video, even though like I feel like the majority of the time they weren't warranted. I feel like if they had actually just like watched the video, they would have been like, oh wait, he actually meant it like this. So I think it's good that he had that disclaimer in his video.
I'm a content creator and filmmaker myself.
Ooh.
So naturally, I'm a fan of Mr. Beast. I love what he
Naturally.
does, and I love him bridging the gap between these professional productions and content creators. So how did I hear about the Beast Games? Ironically enough, I was scrolling through Instagram and then saw an ad saying, hey, would you like to be on a Mr. Beast video? Clicked on it, signed up, and didn't think anything of it. 2 weeks later, somebody from the Beast team sent me a text message asking me if I'm still available on a set date. All the information that we got from the Beast.
Interesting. Yeah, they do like their texts. I initially was approached via email, but I got a text soon after that, and then also a phone call.
Regarding the Beast games was very minimal, and I know they did that on purpose to kind of keep us in the shadows. So because of that, I went to the internet to try to find some information on the Beast games, which I couldn't really find anything until I came across this video of Mr. Beast.
It's gonna be the largest game
Europe?
show in history, the most game
Europe?
the largest cash prize in history. That I'll probably reveal later, but you can imagine what the cash prize was on Squid Game. It's higher than that.
So between signing up and going to the game was probably like a 2-month process. And mind you, once I find out that I was
like 2 months.
going to the game and that there's $5 million on the line, your mind is racing at all times. I'm literally anxious. Every night I couldn't sleep because I just kept thinking, like, what am I going to do with this money? Because in my mind, I'm going to win. Very low chance of me winning, but in my mind, I'm going to win. The Beast team sends me an email confirming
I wonder how far he ended up making it. He made it to the show at least, so I'm curious.
my itinerary, and they also let me know that I have to be wearing certain clothing items on my way to Vegas because they're going to potentially start filming by the time we get there. They told us to wear black pants with no logos, black socks with no logos, and black shoes with no logos. So I arrive in Las Vegas.
This is true, and I didn't mention this in my video, but when I found I had to buy new black pants and new black shoes the night before, I believe. Like literally, it was like the last minute type thing. And I couldn't find any with like no logos. Thankfully, the black pants I did buy, the logos were very minimal. It was just like 3 black lines, and you can't see that on a black sweatpants. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. But on the shoes, they were a little more apparent. So I just I bought the black shoes, and then I just taped over the logo, which is something that we do in film a lot. So to I get rid of the brands and stuff and logos and stuff. That's not connected with the thing we're shooting. So yeah, I just had tape over my shoes.
And now there's literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people with black shoes and black pants, no logo. This was the first misstep that the Beast team had on my experience through the Beast game. When we get to Las Vegas, they give us a little QR code for us to use on Uber. It does not work. I'm in my early 30s, so thank God I have my life somewhat together, especially financially.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, the Beast team does give us like connect our Uber accounts with theirs so that we could charge for Uber rides on their expense. And it's interesting to hear that his didn't work, because I think I did hear some people's like it didn't work, but for me, I had no problems. Like I was able to use like their card and like totally went smooth, no problems at all on my end. But obviously, his case was different.
So I'm able to afford an Uber. I don't care if I have to pay out of pocket, get my Uber from the airport to the hotel. It's literally like a 10-15 minute drive anyways. But I know that there's a lot of people that aren't in the same boat, and they need that QR code to work because who knows, maybe they don't have an extra $30 in their bank account. So from the airport, we get to the Rio, which is the main check-in hotel. If you don't know the Rio, it's a little bit off of the strip.
He stayed at the Rio. In my video, I mentioned that I stayed at the Luxor.
It's a little old Vegas, sketchy, I'm addicted to gambling type of casino. Turns out there was 2,000 people in Las Vegas because Vegas was the qualifier for the Beast Games. The Vegas Beast Games is what's going to be filmed and put on Jimmy's YouTube or Mr. Beast's YouTube channel. And then the 10-episode Amazon series will be filmed after that. So after Las Vegas, we all get to go home, relax for like a week or 2, and then we go to the actual Beast Games.
This is the shirt that we're going to be wearing throughout the competition.
Yeah, let's go! Woo!
Can't say I love it, but it feels nice.
So when I arrived in Vegas, I believe it was a Wednesday, and filming started on Friday. So early Friday afternoon, they call us all to the conference room and tell us to come in full filming outfits. However, they don't want anybody in the Rio to know that we're filming the Beast Games. So what do? They decide to give us all black plastic bags. I'm sure a lot of people that research Beast Games online found a whole bunch of pictures of people.
Hey, look, there I am. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't in there.
With black plastic bags.
that was just a jork, you know.
All around the Rio.
I'm
They load us
jorking.
all up in a bus and drive us over to Allegiant Stadium, which is the home of the Las Vegas Raiders. That stadium is where we would be spending the next 2.5 days. So by the time we get to the stadium, it was probably around 4 p.m. So because they had 2,000 contestants, they had to break us off into groups. So there was 4 groups of 500. And now this is where
Yes. I know where he's going with this. So far, so true.
starts, where everything is just kind of super slow. I'm not sure you're familiar with production, but there's a famous saying, hurry up and wait. And they're dealing with 2,000 plus people. So think about how long it takes to deal with 2,000 plus people. For 2,000 people to go to the bathroom, for 2,000 people to drink water, for 2,000 people to eat. All these things takes a long time. So by the time we get to the stadium, to the time that we're on to the field where they reveal the Beast Games and it's our first official glimpse of the set, that was probably like 6 to 7 hours, which they pull back the curtains, you walk onto the field and you're like, holy crap, this is incredible. And of course, the main thing that pulls your eyes is the $5 million in cash just sitting there. Game 1 is 5 teams of 400 people. Those 400 people have to pull a 10,000-pound boulder up into the air. The last team to get it all the way up loses. So my team, which was the pink team, ended up having some of the strongest dudes in our team.
Wait. So he was on the yellow team?
Which was the pink team.
Okay.
Ended up having some of the strongest dudes.
Okay, that was confusing.
Our team almost lost. We came second to last. But we were pretty close with the red team. They literally almost beat us. Why? Because we had too many chefs in the kitchen and too many people that wanted to be leaders, thus our team.
Okay, this is interesting because I am curious. Because, like, if you saw my video and you know anything about my Beast Game story, I was on the red team. So I did lose that night. And yeah, it got pretty close with red and yellow. I mean, to be honest, yellow kind of still won by a landslide. The other team won so quickly, but yellow team kind of like beat us pretty bad because ultimately red team only got halfway. But yeah, I have been curious to see how what the mindset was for the yellow team because I didn't really talk to anyone over there, and then we lost right away. So I'm curious. So it's interesting to hear what was going on their end.
Came second to last. But we were pretty close with the red team. They literally almost beat us. Why? Because we had too many chefs in the kitchen and too many people that wanted to be leaders. Thus, our team just collapsed. So now, first challenge is done. This is probably like 2, 3 in the morning. Everybody is pretty tired. So now they gather us all up to go eat. Let's talk about the food.
Okay.
The food was absolutely disgusting. But I think it was done on purpose. I think it's meant to weave out the wheat. There was 2 essential meals. Meal number 1, you had some oatmeal with absolutely no flavor. Literally no salt, nothing.
Nope, nothing.
Sugar, nothing. It was literally just water and oatmeal. Meal 2 was boiled chicken. I mean, they said it was grilled chicken because it had grill marks. No, they literally just painted a little grill mark on it. That was boiled chicken with some...
Damn. See, I didn't get to have the chicken ultimately because I was eliminated, but yeah.
Rice or sometimes quinoa. Again, no seasoning at all, and then they had 2 little pieces of veg.
Actually, what is quinoa? I've heard that name before. Quinoa. No, quinoa. How do you say it? Oh, is it this? What is this? What is this? Quinoa is a flowering plant of the amaranth family. It is a dietary amounts greater to many grains. Interesting. Huh. Is quinoa healthier than rice? Also, twice the protein of fiber. Is not only the healthier, but also will fill faster. Interesting. I never knew. I'm such a rice guy that I'm really not familiar with this substitute.
Which were the most disgusting veggies I've ever had in my entire life. They tasted stale. Luckily, by the second day, I found out that our utensils had little salt packets in them. Oh my God. Adding a little bit of salt onto some boiled chicken that you've been eating for the last 24 hours, it was amazing. Throughout our time on the challenges and on the field, they started handing out Feastables, which is Mr. Beast's chocolate. I found out that the best thing you can do is save some of those chocolate bars, keep them in your back pocket so it gets nice and warm and a little bit melted, and then throw those chocolate pieces inside of the oatmeal.
Ooh, yes, that's smart. That's actually really smart. They did give us so many Feastable bars. Yeah, that's so smart. It was always funny to me that they gave us such bad food, but on top of that, all the chocolate you can eat. So it's just like, okay. But that's smart. The chocolate with the oatmeal.
Still day 1, Friday. Technically, this is Saturday at like 6 a.m. 5 a.m. We finished up our meal, and now we're getting back onto the field. We don't know what's going to happen right now. As we're getting back on the field, I just see a bunch of people just gathering around each other, and they start yelling for medic, medic, medic. Turns out somebody had a seizure right then and there. I didn't talk to the individual myself. However, what I heard is that the individual had a seizure from exhaustion and dehydration, which I understand. If you go to Vegas in the middle of the
Interesting. It doesn't. My friend Joe, who also competed in Beast Games, witnessed a seizure as like literally right after my team got eliminated. So, but this story sounds like one of the other seizures that happened. I think there was a total of 3, if I'm not mistaken.
And you're not used to that dry weather. On top of that, this guy was exhausted. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And we just did a challenge where you had to exert a lot of energy. I'm sure that there was people just coasting by and not even trying to grab the rope, but there was other people pulling for their lives. From there on out, the Beast team made sure to always give us hydration packets. With a show like this, and it being season 1, they've never done this before. They don't really know the bells and whistles and certain things that people might need. They don't anticipate these things.
Yeah, I've mentioned this in my video, like towards the end, but it's like when you go out of your way to like make a show that has never been done before to this level, it's like you're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna go wrong solely like for the fact that like you can't reference like another show like, oh, this show did it this way, so that we'll just do it that way too. It's like, no, it's like there hasn't been a game show to this caliber, so it's like you can't reference anything. You don't know what to do. So I mean, there were already gonna bound to be mistakes with any production because like there's just so many cogs in that machine. That's like one is bound to break, one is something's gonna go wrong. So that happens in any production, but especially in a production like this, there's like just gonna be so many things can go wrong and will.
And when you get to like a season 2 or 3, you kind of already know how things go, so you already have things in place in case something like that happens.
Yeah, for sure. Like they're most likely doing a season 2 for Beast Games, and I fully believe that it's just gonna go way smoother. It just is not perfect, but like just way smoother because like now they learned like, oh, can't have that thing from season 1 happen again.
But because this was season 1, we didn't really get the benefit of the doubt. And there was a lot of instances and moments that showed that we were in season 1. For example, there's a lot of people that have medication that they use. So what they needed to do is hand their medication over to the medical team, and the medical team would set up a desk so that you can go and ask them for your medication and they would give it to you. However, that only got established on Saturday morning. So if you have a medication that, let's say, you have to take twice a day, you're going to miss out on Friday night and Saturday morning. And that could put some people's lives at jeopardy. And then there was the clean underwear situation. Also, just like the medication, everybody was supposed to put, I think, 3 to 5 of their undergarments inside of a plastic bag with your name on it. And when you wanted fresh underwear, they would give you fresh underwear if you went to the desk and you checked in with them.
I am curious about this since I was only there for one night. I didn't really like know how the whole underwear sock routine change worked.
Have 2,000 people, or at this point 1,600 people. It's still very hectic, and that's a lot of people to manage. So throughout our time there at Allegiant Stadium, we did not shower. They gave us some deodorant wipes and toothbrushes. So yeah, by the time you leave Allegiant Stadium, you stink. You stink so bad by the time you leave that stadium that you don't even realize that you stink because everybody around you stinks. Thus, your nose is just used to that crap.
God, it must have been so bad by the end. Honestly, I have a bad sense of smell, so like I don't really like smell things normally. But I bet that if I made it all the way to the end of the Vegas shoot, I probably would have gotten like, damn, we fucking reek.
Happy, musky smell. They gave us a sleeping bag and the little thing to block your face, and that was it. You're about to go to sleep at about 7, 8 in the morning on Saturday. Mind you, I don't know if you've ever been or seen Allegiant Stadium. It's a covered stadium. However, you can see the sun at all times. It's daytime when you're sleeping. Thank God we have those little things right there, but still, you're exhausted. That's how you can fall asleep, but you're still off of adrenaline, and you just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if he's just gonna wake you up and be like, all right, challenge starts now, even though they technically can't. can't do that because they have to give us enough time to rest.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn. I couldn't even imagine, like, trying to get sleep after being exhausted and then him just being like, wake up! Challenge number 3, baby!
You don't know what to expect. So your mind is wired. So we sleep from about 8 a.m. to about 12 p.m. 4 hours. Mind you, we were supposed to sleep for a lot longer, according to the production team. However, like I said, everybody's mind is running at 1,000 miles an hour right now, so nobody can really sleep. So once one person's up and you start hearing some gossip beside you, because even though you have that little thing to block your eyes, you can still hear everybody, and everybody's talking, and everybody's being loud. So in the beginning of day 2, man, this is when things kind of took a turn, and my faith in humanity was a little bit lost.
Oh boy. I'm curious what happened.
My team was the second to last team. So at this point, all the guys that were the chef in our kitchen, which all these chefs ain't gonna work out, they're trying to have a team meeting. But at this point, nobody else on the team wants to listen to what they have to say. Because of them, we almost lost. So now we're trying to vote for a new leader. I looked at other teams, and I realized that all the other teams kind of had a togetherness about them, except for our team. Our team was just a bunch of mercenaries. So by now, the group of friends that I was with, which was about 4 to 5 people in the beginning, now expanded to about 8 people, which we ended up calling ourselves the Sunflowers. So now you have people from other teams coming over to where we are, and they're trying to make alliances. They're like, hey, that team over there looks strong, so we want to get together with your team and eliminate that team over there. It's just a bunch of speculation. Everybody's just throwing around, okay, we think the next challenge is going to be this, we think the next challenge is going to be that. In reality, nobody knows anything. Literally, the best advice I can give somebody that's going to go into a future Mr. Beast video is just go with the flow. Stop overthinking stuff, because most of the things that you think about don't come to fruition. Mind you, none of us have a clock on us or our phones. So this is all speculation. But by the time they finished setting up game 2 for us to play, it was probably somewhere around 8 p.m. And we just kept hearing from production that Jimmy just wanted to shoot at night because the lighting looked better at night. So the second game is capture the suitcase.
Which briefcases are safe and which are eliminated? Your goal is to memorize where the safe briefcases are.
And this is where all hell breaks loose. I'm talking people sprinting, people running people over, tackling people to get to that suitcase.
Oh, it's like I see people. Oh, okay.
I saw a lot of people get injured. And I kind of was thinking about it afterwards, and I was like, damn, did they not anticipate this? Like, people are gonna...
They really didn't. They really didn't somehow. Yeah, my friend Joe told me in the interview we did that he hit his head pretty hard when like on the table when doing this challenge, and he didn't say anything because he didn't want to get eliminated.
Run people over, especially if you're putting girls against guys. There's just a lot bigger dudes and a lot smaller girls. When you put 1 and 1 beside each other, they're not even trying to purposely tackle them, but they're gonna end up...
I just didn't understand why the Vegas stuff was all pretty like athletic based, because like as he's like mentioning right here, you know, you have like all these like strong dudes and you have like these girls, and then you also have like these elderly people, you know, people of all ages that are competing in this. So you have a bunch of like elderly here, so it's like these games are like not designed for like anyone can compete for. It's not like a puzzle you have to figure out. It's just like a pure strength, pulling a 10,000 pound boulder with a rope, running and like trying to get to a table in time, capture the flag, running and like capturing the flag and like before someone else grabs it and shit like that. It's just like, dude, what is this?
Gliding, and who's gonna take the most damage is the smaller person. Not to mention there was older people as well. I personally even got hurt. As I was sprinting to my suitcase, literally, you're standing there not doing anything for hours, so now your body's super cold and you're not warmed up at all. And when you go for that sprint, I just felt something pull immediately. I just kept going off of adrenaline, but once I got to my suitcase, I knew that I had pulled something on my knee. So because there was 4 teams left of 400 people, there's gonna be 4 rounds. Of course, my team goes last, which I thought would be an advantage because now you get to strategize and see what's going on. It wasn't an advantage at all. Because for them to reset up those briefcases every time literally took hours. Not only did they
I bet that took so long to do.
to reset everything up, but when one team goes, they have to have replays of certain people that might have touched the suitcase at the same time. So by the time Jimmy goes to the back room to look at all that footage and come back and tell people if they've been eliminated or not, and for them to set up for the next group of people to go, you're sitting there anxious for hours. It got to the point where I'm like, you know what, I don't care. I'm just gonna sit down here. You're on the field. You have nowhere to really to sit but the ground. I would use my water bottle as a pillow. I'd literally put it right behind my neck.
Jeez.
Down on the ground. So basically we came to the end of day 2, and now we're all getting our sleep sacks back and going back to sleep. So now we're on to challenge 3. This was my favorite challenge. It was basically a capture the flag type of challenge. There's now 1,400 contestants left. However, there's only 1,100 flags.
But once you cross the red line, you have to capture a flag or you are eliminated.
You get a flag or you go home.
This was another game where a lot of people ended up getting hurt. Again, when you just have bigger individuals running up against smaller individuals and they're going for the same objective, they don't mean to hurt each other, but they're just both going head to head and they're trying to grab something.
Ooh, yeah. Like that clip specifically looks so bad. Like I don't know why. I guess they give the niggas like how like awesome it looks, but like dude, that looks like they got hurt for sure.
I literally saw a girl fall so hard, she hit the ground and ricocheted off of the ground and hit the ground again.
Oh my god.
You walk over to the other side of the field and you wait there. So you watch the other people go after you. And this is nerve-wracking because now you have all your friends that haven't gone with you, and you're rooting for them, and you're hoping that they grab a flag so that they can be in the next round with you. Luckily, all my friends made it, and now we're on to the last round. Before I talk about the last game in Las Vegas, I just want to talk about the camaraderie and the people that you end up meeting on this show. You don't have a cell phone. You don't have fancy clothes, different clothes. You're all wearing the same clothes. You don't have job titles. You don't have anything. Nobody knows what the other person does. We're all here for a common goal, to win the $5 million and to advance. I found out later that some of the people that I was with, some are entertainers, influencers, others are firefighters, pastors. And it was just so cool bringing all these people from different walks of life together, and we're all able to naturally connect and vibe off of each other's energies. I think that's what made the group of people that I was with so special. We called each other the sunflowers. We would wake up in the morning, we would do yoga, we would do breathing exercises, and it was just cool to connect with these people so deeply, so quickly.
It is true. I wish one of the reasons that like it sucks that I got eliminated is like obviously like the money and compete and stuff like that, but like I would have gotten the chance to get closer to people and like the chance to like get to know more and like just like have like real like friendships like being made there.
It literally felt like one of those reality shows where it's about love. What's the name of that one show on Netflix? Love is Blind. It almost feels like Love is Blind, where you built these genuine connections with people so quickly, but it's something that you can't explain to somebody that's not in that situation. By taking all these things that make you comfortable.
Yeah, I'm really glad he's talking about those.
And create this environment where it's almost like a trauma bonding in a sense. So when you're doing these games and you see your friends get eliminated, it truly, literally hurts you because now you know their story. It just gives it so much more meaning when now you know what that person is fighting for. They're not just another number. So now we're on to game 4. It was a self-elimination game. Everybody gets onto a platform, 100 people on the platform. There's a porta potty in the middle of the platform. And the whole point of it is you have to outlast the other group.
Starting now, if you step off your platform, you will be eliminated, and so will your entire platform.
We must have stayed in the platform for about 10 to 15 minutes before Jimmy started bringing out money. So now this is when tension starts to rise. Literally, as he's announcing the 50,000, some girl on a random platform jumps.
Not just any random platform. This is the platform that my friend Joe is on, so that's why I have some emotional attachment to this platform.
Well, no, it hasn't started yet. Oh my God.
And the place goes wild. I've never played professional sports, but I feel like that's the feeling of winning a Super Bowl or NBA title or even the FIFA World Cup. One girl just ripped $5 million, or the opportunity of winning $5 million for each and every single one. And on top of that, those people were pissed. Like,
Of course.
pissed, like
Yeah.
death threats pissed. That girl was scared for her life, and I don't blame her. I felt bad. She needed to have a security guard with her. They had a wrangler take her and bring her to somewhere else in the stadium because she felt unsafe. But according to Jimmy, which we did a little interview with him when we went up to Toronto, according to him, she did not get the $50,000.
The timer didn't start.
She still stepped off. She's not gonna get it because the timer hadn't started, but she stepped off. Oh no! I didn't start the timer yet. Oh my gosh! No, because the timer hadn't started yet.
So now they do their final little shots. Jimmy makes us walk through the door that's going to go from there to Toronto on a transition. And money's just flying everywhere. We get to go through the $5 million. It's all fake money, but people are just grabbing it and just throwing it in the air. I felt like a glorified stripper, and it felt amazing. Now we're all getting back into a bus so they can take us back to the hotel. This was also something that was crazy, and it's hard to explain because you're cut off from society and the rest of the world for 2.5 days. And within those 2.5 days, our sitting president Joe Biden had COVID. There's rumors that he's dead, and now Kamala Harris is running the country. And then on top of that, something happened with Delta flights. I don't know if they got hacked or it was something along the lines of financial something, where flights were being delayed or were being canceled. So now there's a lot of people just stuck in Vegas. So the Rio is fully booked, and they have 1,100 people coming back to the Rio looking for rooms. Mind you, we've been awake for the last 28 hours. So we're literally sleep deprived. We get to the Rio, there's no hotels. Everybody's yelling at the Beast team, and I get it. It's not necessarily that individual's fault, you know. As a collective, they messed up, but it wasn't that person's fault. And now there's a lot of pressure falling under that person because you got a whole bunch of angry contestants just kind of like going in on that person. So I remember going up to the guy, I gathered the group that I was around, and luckily we all have our finances, you know, somewhat right. So we all just decided that we're gonna get our own hotel room somewhere else and they're gonna reimburse us. And that's exactly what they did. Overall, I had an amazing...
That's good at least. Yeah, I can imagine like when I got eliminated that first night and then being like, I don't know, we're having trouble finding rooms for you guys, and to just be like, it would have been like terrible. But at least he was able to get reimbursed for his.
Amazing time. It was in a way kind of like trauma bonding, but the trauma was brought upon ourselves. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's $5 million. And again, when you're dealing with so many people, 2,000 contestants, there's a lot of room for error. And the qualifiers in Las Vegas wasn't an Amazon Prime production. It was a Mr. Beast production. And when I say Mr. Beast production, it's not his actual people. Of course, there's some people from his team that are actually there doing that, but a lot of the times they just hire third party. They hire people from the city. They hire people from Vegas.
It's true. There are a lot of independent Vegas contractors working on the show, so they're not even used to working on like huge Mr. Beast, you know, shoots. So it just left a lot up to other people who may have been inexperienced with the stuff.
So a lot of those people from Las Vegas, I literally saw 2 people quit. They were like, I'm over this. I can't handle this anymore. And they just literally walked off. I remember there was a guy at the underwear line. There was so many people yelling at him. He was like, I don't need this. I'm gone. Just walked out. There was rumors that a lot of the staff actually ended up quitting. I don't know if that's true or not. It's production. That's just part of it.
I do know, this is such a random connection, but I did apparently know one of the sound people that was working on it. I didn't know it. I didn't know him while we were there shooting, but we had met a few months afterwards, and then we were talking one day, and then we were both, because he posted like a Mr. Beast Games related thing before the show came out, so I was like, oh, I was in that, and then he was like, oh, I worked for the show, and then he like does sound for a bunch of Mr. Beast shoots, not just for Beast Games. So that, and from his experience at least, he's told me that like he likes working there. Like it can be a lot, but he does enjoy like being a part of that stuff. So I only bring that story up just because like obviously he's Nick here is talking about a lot of negative experiences with the workers like they quit. They couldn't take it anymore. All that stuff. So it depends on who you talk to from the on staff, because plenty of them do enjoy working there and continue working there to this day.
You got to wear multiple different hats, and you got to be willing to work overtime. There's a rumor that 2 people got eliminated for having in the porta potties.
Oh my days! I did not hear about that. What the fuck? That is crazy. Oh my god! They got eliminated too. Let's hear that again.
Overtime. There's a rumor that 2 people got eliminated for having in the porta potties. If that already doesn't sound disgusting to you, this happened after day 1. So that means that they went over 28 hours without showering and doing some stuff that gets you sweaty. So you stink and you go and decide to be horny, that's crazy. I guess because you're literally running off of adrenaline from everything that transpired in the last 2.5 days in the qualifiers, that I built up the energy to decide to go out and have dinner and a good time with my friends that I made in the Beast Games. So after that, we go home, and there's a 2-week break between Las Vegas and going to Toronto. See you in part 2.
Okay, that was a good video. Yeah, he did a good thorough job with it and talked about experience and was very fair about his points. So yeah, that was good. The next video we have is from Ellie Bot. I definitely said that wrong. I won $20,000 from Mr. Beast, and his video is did very well. Look at this, 236K views. Oh my god! All right, let's watch it. It's a 10-minute video.
I won $20,000 from Mr. Beast, and in this video, I'm going to explain my whole story, all the many allegations against me.
I do remember this moment in the first episode.
Mr. Beast, and if I even got the money. All the allegations against Mr. Beast are false. We were not starved, we were not tortured, none of that stuff happened. We were fed 3 times a day, we had more water than we could want, like, we had the bathroom, like, we were not tortured. So any allegations you hear, it's false. Anyone lying about it, saying they broke a bone, anybody saying we were tortured, anybody saying we were starved, anyone lying about it, saying they broke a bone, anybody saying we were tortured.
Hold on. Okay. First of all, yeah, you could say, I wouldn't say we were tortured, and people were fed. And you could make an argument the food was bad and like not good and like not that much calories. You can make an argument there. And now he's saying you're lying if you say you broke a bone. I mean, you don't know that though, bro. You don't know that.
So any allegations you hear, it's false. Anyone lying about it, saying they broke a bone, anybody saying
bro, just because you didn't break a bone doesn't mean other people didn't. Like, there's 1,999 other competitors, but you think you can speak for everyone just saying like, oh, if I didn't break a bone, so no one else did.
You were tortured. Anybody saying you were starved, they're all lying. We had food. It wasn't the best food. It was oatmeal and chicken, but it was not bad. We were not, like, look at me, bro. If I could survive 3 days with that food, anyone can, okay? They just want clout. No one broke their bones. No one broke their neck. It's all false. As someone who was there, we were not tortured. You know, me and a lot of the contestants that were there wanted to talk about it, but we couldn't because we were under NDA. Anyone lying, anyone saying Mr. Beast is a bad guy, he's not. He was very kind to all of us. Mr. Beast was good to me. His entire team was good to me. They were all kind. In fact, this morning I had about a 1-hour Zoom meeting with his team, like a financial team, where anyone who won money could talk to them about questions they had about taxes and all that stuff. So
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mr. Beast and his team, because they're very chill, they're very helpful. All the allegations on these games is false. There. Simple as that. So I applied for these games when I was in my last month of high school, which was about 6 months ago.
Oh, wow.
They called me saying, hey, we want you to pull up. So I pulled up. They flew me out to Vegas, which is where we filmed episode 0, which is the YouTube video. And a lot of people got eliminated. But before I say anything else, make sure you guys watch the YouTube video and the first 2 episodes on Prime Video, because the show is great. So go watch it. Before watching this video, you don't want any spoilers. So anyways, the Beast Games in Vegas was episode 0, which is on his YouTube channel. And of course, I made it through that. And a lot of people got eliminated from luck-based challenges. Like the tug of war one in the beginning, they all got out, and it was a big team game. So you yourself individually can't do anything about it if your team loses, especially a team that big.
I do appreciate him saying this because, like, yeah, there's nothing I could do. If I'm on a bad team, then like my fate is sealed, and that's exactly what happened.
Suitcase one, I actually fell with first started because I don't know if someone pushed me or if I just tripped, but then I got back up and got one. I made it through, so W me, yay. For the flag one, I got flag 232. They didn't show it, but that's what I got. You may be asking me, Evie, why are you not wearing your jersey? And that's because they have not shipped it to me yet, which they will. But I'm wearing this one, which is from the YouTube video. And apparently, I'm not even supposed to have this, but I put this in my underwear bag because, you know, I changed, and then I left my underwear bag in the stadium. They shipped me the bag that had my underwear in it, and this was still in it. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to have this or not, but if I'm not supposed to have this, Mr. Jimmy, you can have this bag.
Yeah. They were taking the jerseys back. I mentioned this in the video. I mentioned this in the video. They were trying to take the jerseys back, but I was like, fuck that shit. I'm taking this. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I mean, at least he has a kinder attitude about it. But I'm like, I'm just older than him. If he was my age, he'd be saying the same stuff I would be saying. Like, bro, I'm keeping this. Like,
Email me, I'll give it back to you. But they shipped it to me in my underwear bag, so I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to have it, but like, hey, it's pretty fire, you know. Anyways, so I got flag 232. I made it through that, and then for the last challenge, where the girl jumped off and got $0 because she jumped off early, bro. By the way, it was crazy in there. I heard a rumor that he gave her 10K because he felt bad, but I guess he didn't. She eliminated.
Interesting. I didn't hear about that rumor. I don't know. I do believe that he would do that because he like felt bad, but like, I don't know.
99 other people for $0, bro. That's crazy. And then a couple weeks later, after the YouTube video, we got flown out to Canada for the Prime show. Now again, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it so you don't get spoiled. But of course, as a lot of you know, if you watched it, I got eliminated episode 1. I'm kind of a villain, bro. Like, I've seen TikTok edits of me, and like some of my friends were sending me videos they see of me on TikTok. So
It must be pretty overwhelming for him because, as he said, he just finished high school when he got accepted into Beast Games, and have to have all this attention on you because that was a big moment that they highlighted in episode 1 of Beast Games of him like eliminating his row for what, $20,000. Yeah. I'm gonna be right back. I just have to use the bathroom real quick. All right. I did want. Maybe I'll mention this later. Hold on. Let's keep watching.
one of them said Fortnite kid, like, bro. And bro, let me just say, before I explain why I took the money, no one was more mad at me at taking the money than myself. So if you don't know what the challenge was, it was me in a row with 7 other people or 6 other people, and whoever hits the button first gets the money, and they get eliminated, and everyone in the row gets eliminated. And I only knew one person in my row, I only knew one guy in my row, the rest of them I had never even said a word to before in my life. And the reason you see me yelling is, if you look back in the video, all 3 rows next to me were eliminated on the luck-based challenge, which is the one.
He got some major screen time in this episode.
Yelling is, if you look back in the video, all 3 rows next to me were eliminated on the luck-based challenge, which is the one that happened in the beginning of the video where like 240 people got eliminated. It was not their fault. There was nothing they could have done. They all got eliminated.
This shot was crazy.
And so my row was completely alone. So I was here, and then my entire row was down there. So that's why you actually see me yelling to them. I wasn't mad. I was just saying, don't hit it, don't hit it. And people thought I was like pre-planning my whole plan. Like they thought I like had it all planned out. That's not what happened at all. So anyways, he says $10,000, right? And I cannot talk to them because they're across from me. So that's why I'm just yelling, saying, don't hit it, don't hit it. All I see next to me is I see 2 guys. I only knew one of them. And I look farther down, I just see people I've never seen before in my life. I've never spoken a word to them in my life. And all I can think about was like, bro, like these girls in my row, I've never seen them. I don't know them. They're young, you know. They're they're like 20, 23, 24, they might be in college. I knew for a fact in my head, I truly believe that they're going to hit it. Maybe not at 20K, maybe not at 50K, but I was positive that one of them would have hit it by 100K. You know, so for the people saying, why'd you only take 20K and not wait for 50K or 100K? You know, maybe if I waited for 60K, they could have taken it at 40.
Yeah, people need to like relax because first of all, this kid, as you said, he's like 18, and second of all, like how is he supposed to know? As he said, he doesn't know really anyone else in his row, just like one other person. So like pressing at 20,000 is like he took the safe bet basically. He could have waited till 50K, but like he doesn't know. Someone else could have pressed the button at like 30 or 40 or whatever, and got him eliminated, and he would have gone home with nothing. So it's just like.
Okay, or you know what I mean? And so the only reason I hit it is because I did not want to go home with 0. If Mr. Jimmy Beast had come up to me personally and just said, Ely, I'll give you 100K just to eliminate yourself right now, and I was not in danger of getting eliminated from somebody else, I will not take it. But the fact that my fate was not in my own hands and somebody could eliminate me, I went out. Simple as that. I was so mad at myself when I got out, but dude, Mr. Beast, he talked to me, he said, bro, I would have done the same thing, I don't blame you. I talked to Carl for a few minutes after I dropped into the abyss, and Carl was like, bro, like, he's been doing Mr. Beast videos for years, you know, so he knew this. He's like, bro, I would have done the same thing you did, I don't blame you. A lot of them are going to go home with 0 and you're not taking it. I'm like, damn, really? But I was mad at myself, I think more than anybody else was mad at me.
Bro, it's just tough because like Mr. Beast loves putting people in this situation. He loves doing it. He does it so many times in the content where he'll put you I'll give you so life-changing money if you just have to eliminate this group of people that you're assigned with. It's just like, bro, stop making me like I'm screwing over so many people because of you. But I get to benefit from it very greatly.
I did not want to take it.
So yeah, so if you have a conscience like this kid does, then it's like you're obviously gonna feel very shitty about it.
Competitive guy, I wanted to go farther, I wanted to win the 5 mil, or at least see the city, see the island, you know, it would have been so cool. But the fact that my fate was not in my own hands, I don't like that. Even though I did wait till 50K or 100K, again, like I said, they could have taken it. But the biggest thing was I did not want someone to eliminate me. For me, in my opinion, that would have been the worst thing. So I just wanted me to like at least, you know, choose my own fate. You know, I could have risked it. You know, some of you say, yo, you could have waited, maybe they would have taken it. Like, bro, I look down, I see 3 girls all in their early 20s, and I'm like, bro, like, come on. If he said 50K, or even if he said 100K, they would have taken it. And so the only reason I took the 20K is because in that moment, like, it was a split-second decision. I was just standing there, I was looking at them like, oh my god. So I just hit it. And by the way, the head scratch they showed me, that did not happen, bro. They must have edited that in there. Like,
what?
They showed me scratching my head. Oh my god. So I just hit it. And by the way, the head scratch they showed me scratching my head, that did not happen, bro. They must have edited that in there. Like,
no way they actually did it, because that's one of the things that Dogpack accused Mr. Beast of doing, like just adding things that just didn't happen.
I'm telling you, that head scratch must have been from like a different part. I did not scratch my head before clicking the button. And the
What the fuck?
when they showed me clicking the button, I did not hit it like that. At least I don't think so. The way I hit the button, I was just standing there like this, and then I just went like this, and I hit it. Again, it's obviously editing magic. They do whatever makes it look the best, but yeah, like, it was not pre-planned.
That's crazy.
I was not planned to backstab my teammates. It was the fact that it was split second. I looked at them, I didn't trust them, and it was either me take the 20K and go home with 20 bands and not be a victim, or sit there and just wait for someone in my group to hit it and me go home with 0, you know? And I felt so bad. I think what's funny is I think I'm my biggest hater for that, because literally, like, I talked to everyone after, and everyone told me they don't blame me for doing what I did. I'm like, really? Like, I kind of wanted to get hated on. I wanted to, like,
I deserve to be hated on.
But everyone was saying, like, I don't blame you. Like, damn, really? But yeah, anyways, I won the 20K. I regretted it so much, but Mr. Beast came by, asked me why I did it. I told him I didn't trust my teammates. They could have hit it and gotten me out. I just wanted to go out on my own terms, so I went out. See, if I had lost an individual challenge, like the power game, which I won, if I had lost that one, I could not be mad at anybody else except myself, you know? But
This is very true. This is definitely would have been my perspective if I had lost on a challenge that was of my own doing. That's why I made a kind of just like a big stink about it in my videos. Like, dude, it wasn't up to me. Like, I just lost because my team was bad, and they forced me to be on a bad team. So that's why I was just like upset about it, and it's just frustrating. But if I was in a challenge where I was just competing for myself, and like it's up to me if I can complete this challenge or not, and I'm not able to, then at that point the narrative would have been different. I'd be like, I fucked up. It was my bad. I have no one else to blame but myself. But that's a more like, I wish it was more that, because at least that's a more like I don't know. It's like my fault. Like, I can't blame anyone else. But for the way I got out, I can blame everybody else.
One of them eliminated me, and I got out. I'll be so mad. A lot of my friends got out the day before in the challenge where if somebody didn't self-sacrifice 3 rows, you get eliminated. And all 3 rows, like 240 people got eliminated, and a bunch of them were my friends I had made along the way. And my row was the last one to hit it, and like we were like 0.1 second away from getting out. Like if any of the rows hit it before we did, we would have been eliminated, you know? And so a lot of my friends got out with 0, and it was not their fault. It was fully luck-based. They could have done nothing about it. You guys watched the episode in the very beginning where they had $1 million and people clicked it. One of my friends in the first row hit it into 20K, and he was so mad after he hit it. He told me that he went and told the producers he regretted it and wanted to come back on the show. He didn't want the 20K, but of course you can't do that. So he was so mad. And then the next day, when rows 1, 2, and 4 all got eliminated from a luck-based challenge, and we told him, because one of my friends in row 2, after he got out in that challenge, he called him and said, yeah, bro, you're lucky through the 20K. We all got eliminated no matter what. You would have gotten eliminated no matter what. He was so happy. And of course, hindsight's 2020, you know? Like, looking back at it now, the best choice he could have made was take that 20K, because if he did not take that 20K or 19K or whatever, he would have been out no matter what with 0. Like the 240 people who got eliminated. You know, I could have waited till 30K. I could have waited till 50. I could have waited till 100. I could have just prayed and hoped that no one might look at the button. But at the end of the day, I made the choice I made, and although I do wish I made it farther, you know, I did what I did. I don't like regretting stuff in my past, you know. I stand by my decision. I do truly believe that one of them would hit it, and, you know, I'm here with 20K. A lot of the contestants, like 90% of the contestants went away with $0. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. Fun fact, Mr. Beast is a W man, bro. Let me tell you why. Every person who competed got W man. Even if they got out in the first day, they got 2 bans. Out of 2,000 contestants, that's $4 million, bro.
It's very true.
I talked to people who were in the Squid Games Netflix show. Second place in the Squid Games Netflix show got $0. And so the fact that everybody
that's crazy.
gets 2 bans required. So W Jimmy. And so technically I did get 22 bans because I won the 20 bans and I also got 2 bans. Oh,
wait, what? He also gets the 2. I see that. I didn't know. I didn't know you automatically get two bans no matter what. Damn, you got 22.
You're wondering, like, Ely, did you even get a 20 ban? No, Mr. Beast scammed me. I never. No, I'm joking. I got a 20 ban yesterday. So the show came out December 19th, 2024.
Look at that bank statement. Look at that. Oh wow, so it came out as the show was coming out. That's interesting. He didn't get that money until then. What if you like needed the money right away? Because we shot at least episode 1 of Beast Games that he was in, where he got the money. That shot mid-August. So what if he needed the money? I mean, luckily he's 18, so I assume not. But
They invited me the money December 19th. I woke up this morning. It's currently December 20th, and I had the money in my bank account. I'll show a screenshot. It was like Mr. Beast 2024 LLC is pretty fire. They had to wait until the episode came out before sending me the money because they didn't want me to expose anything. So whoever
interesting.
$5 million, who won't even get the $5 million until February like 14th when the final episode comes.
Oh shit, that's a good point. Wow. So that person doesn't even have the money yet. Damn. It must be crazy just to be like, God, just 3 more weeks and I have $5 million. Like, I can't even imagine. It's like, I just want it now.
To explain my story, you know, although some people are calling me the villain for doing what I did, and you know, I guess with the episode 1, I am kind of a villain the way they portrayed me. It is what it is. I find it cool, you know. I'm seeing all the TikToks people are making of me. I've seen some TikTok edits of me, which were very. I'll play some here right now.
I've got a briefcase here with $10,000 in it. Until people leave, so.
I love them. At the end of the day, I won 20 bands. I have a very cool experience to talk about for the rest of my life. And yeah, Mr. Jimmy, thank you for the opportunity. It's been very fun. If you have any questions for me or want to talk to me, you can comment down below because I'll reply to every comment. Or go follow my Twitch. Link in bio. It's EelyBot. When I go live, you can come chat with me live and ask me anything you want. And yeah, it's been EelyBot, and I guess I'm a villain.
Wow. Ultimately, it was a good video. I didn't like how it started when he started saying, like, nobody broke a bone or anything. Like, dude, 3 people had seizures. But he turned out to be a nice kid. Yeah, it's a good video. And he has 20K, so good for him. Okay. Now, what we got next up is... Okay, this guy made 2 videos. I'm going to watch this first one, and then we'll see how I'm feeling. If I don't want to watch the second one, then I'll just skip it. But this is Brett Wesker. I competed for $5 million in Beast Games.
I got invited to compete in Mr. Beast's crazy new show, Beast Games. You're probably watching Pinkamous after the show has already aired, but right now, I haven't even left my house. I leave in exactly 1 week from today. Beast Games production has already booked my flights, and honestly, I know almost nothing about the show. Except the producers kept asking me if I could swim, and at first I was like, yeah, of course I can swim. Then they were like,
They did ask that. I was on the phone with somebody and was like, if I think I was like a little like hesitant. I was like, yeah, I can swim. And so then whoever I was speaking to on the phone, they were like, so if we were to throw you into the middle of the ocean, you'd be good. And I just was like, yeah. Even though I did not feel comfortable, I was just like, yeah.
are you a good swimmer? Are you sure you can swim? And now I'm like, I don't. Do they know something that I don't? Can I swim?
Mr. Beast challenges are usually insane, so I wanted to prepare for the worst. Before testing my swimming abilities, I needed coffee and a cheap transition. There we go.
In this video, I'm going to show you everything. What it's like being on Beast Games, how I prepared for the challenges, and also how far I got into the competition. Starting with the moment I found out I was actually going to be on the show. Alright, it is 9:30 p.m. and I just got the official email to be on Beast Games. This is crazy. I'm so excited.
Aren't you nervous?
No, I'm going to be nervous.
Because you probably have to do something crazy like jump off the plane or something like that.
Why would I have to do that?
Because he has people doing that in all of his videos.
I haven't mentioned this yet, but I am terrified of heights. Did I have to?
Yeah, I had a moment like that myself because like in the hotel room leading up to the next couple of days, because it's like I don't know what I'm gonna walk into. Like I was just binging all these Mr. Beast, the big Mr. Beast competition videos that he does, and then I'm just like, man, these challenges are crazy. I'm gonna have to do this stuff. So I'm definitely feeling this was like, dude, what did I just say yes to?
I don't even go on kids' roller coaster. If I have to get on a ladder to take a light bulb in my own house, that is probably the worst height ever. But some of Mr. Beast's videos are just like standing in a red circle or getting buried alive. And honestly, those sound kind of relaxing. The height thing is obviously freaking me out, but the experience of the whole thing sounds incredible. Plus, the winner gets $5 million. I mean, the least I can do is try, right? I think one thing that'll calm my nerves is reminding myself that I can swim. So the kids and I got ready for a relaxing... Nope, never mind, the pool is closed. I can jump the fence, but it looks like a light popped out, and I don't really want to get electrocuted today. The producers didn't just ask me if I could swim. They were also curious if I'd be willing to be buried alive or go to outer space. I don't really know how to train for those things, but I think...
Yeah, the outer space one was sending me. I was like, bro, I don't know what's about to happen in the second half of the season of these games.
Could help. Although, I'm not really using my legs for either one of those things. Oh wow. I got new shoes. You want to see how fast I can run in them? I ran a few miles every day to build up some stamina. I also asked the kids if they could help me train. They built this obstacle course and also had me sit in a red circle, but honestly, I think they forgot about me. Plus, I could only sit in there for like maybe 5 minutes. It is July 14th, only 3 days left until I leave. I'm supposed to get my flights tomorrow, but I still don't know anything. All I know is that it's happening in Vegas. They haven't told me where I'm staying or where it's filming. I literally know nothing. I did see a Mr. Beast interview though, where he said he wanted 5,000 contestants. So I think it's going to be like a big arena.
Bro, oh my, I forgot that he said 5,000. Bro, are you just insane? Like, I just have to ask, like, bro. This was already such a huge house for 2,000 people. Like, that's just not 5,000, bro. This is my attitude right now because I know he's gonna try this at some point, either in season 2 or 3 or whatever of these games. He's gonna try to like up the ante even more, which is like, bro, you can.
It's probably gonna be at like the Sphere or maybe like Allegiant Stadium. I also did notice that Allegiant Stadium does not have tours while I'm there. I'm like 99% sure it's gonna be at the stadium.
Oh wow, so he was able to figure out. I don't know. I didn't think that much of it. I was like, I'm just gonna go there and like whatever and do whatever. I did not like try to like, oh, where are we gonna be, like, oh man, or anything like that. I was worried we were gonna have to go in the middle of the desert. That was a concern that I was talking to my friends with.
It's really hard to train for something when you only have 2 weeks to train and you literally have no idea what you're training for. The pool was fixed yesterday, so I did try to get some swimming in, but also the kids were like climbing all over me, so I'm still not quite sure. Alright, so I finally got my flight. I leave tomorrow morning at 11:40 a.m. And then they also gave me a packing list of stuff to bring with. It's all normal stuff, like 5 days worth of clothes.
I do wonder how far this guy made it.
Hose and toiletries and stuff. There are two things that are really weird though. Number one, they wanted me to bring just one pair of pants, even though I'm there for 5 days for filming. It's a little weird. The other thing that's really weird is they wanted me to pack 5 pairs of underwear in a Ziploc bag. I don't know if they think I'm gonna pee myself. They're gonna lock us up in the stadium. I'm like 99% sure. Why else would I need to put 5 pairs of underwear in a Ziploc bag? Unless it's like a game of hunt for your own underwear.
That would be insane if that was one of the challenges.
I packed my bags and got some sleep because tomorrow I'm heading to the airport. I said goodbye to the wife and kids, and I literally just now got my hotel address. I didn't know where I was staying until right now, and my flight lands in 2 hours. Pretty crazy.
The flight into Vegas was only about an hour, but the airline lost my bag, so I was stuck at the Vegas airport.
Oh my
I
god.
had to spend an extra 2 hours at the airport because they lost my bag. And that's where all my underwear is in. Luckily, they found it. Now I'm heading to the hotel. Hundreds of other contestants were all arriving at the same time. We all had to wait in lines for a few hours to fill out paperwork before getting our hotel room.
Okay, I finally got to my hotel. It's been 5.5 hours since I landed, and I finally got my room. It is super nice, by the way. This room is huge, and there's like these giant windows I'm looking at right now. I wish you could see them, but I just don't want to turn my camera around. And because I'm Mr. Beast's all-time favorite contestant, he hooked me up with a free meal.
No way.
I'm super excited to eat it. He also gave it to all the other contestants. You guys want to see how fast I can eat this?
Okay, so this guy is very he's content built. I can see like he's done a lot of bits throughout this episode and like stuff like that. We're more than halfway through and we haven't even gotten to the actual like Beast Game stuff.
First,
I know his second video did way better than this one did, and I assume it was because like people were just like, bro, get to the fucking point. I think that's what people wanted.
challenge complete. So as soon as I arrived here, they told me to fill out a bunch of paperwork again. You stand in line for like an hour. And then I got this bracelet. The bracelet has Mr. Beast logo on it. But they want us to flip it upside down so no one can see it. If I
This is true.
lose this bracelet, I'm eliminated. If this bracelet falls off my wrist, I'm eliminated. They told me they will not give me a new one. There must be some tracker or NFC or something in here. I don't know. This is like the most important thing I'm carrying right now. Then I stood in line for like an hour to get fitted for a shirt. Oh, I didn't show you the shirt. So I got this shirt. Pretty cool. Beast Games. Looks very nice. You guys want to see some magic? I'm going to put this shirt on without even moving. Just kidding. I don't want to edit that. It's almost 7 o'clock right now. I'm sitting in my room and I know nothing still. I don't know when this is going to start. It could start at 2 o'clock in the morning. It could start tomorrow at 8 a.m. They're not saying anything to anybody. And they're also having us stay in our rooms. So we're not allowed to like wander around the casino. They have people down there that'll just like send us back up. If they catch you wandering too much, they'll send you home. So I can't lose this bracelet and I cannot leave my room. Otherwise I'm just sitting around here like a sitting duck right now. A bored one. I don't know what to do with them. Alright, so I have some good news. I don't have to be downstairs till 2 p.m. tomorrow, which is awesome. So that means I can get like 12 hours of sleep. Very excited. I'm going to go to bed very soon. Also, I got a cover for
2 p.m.
Nobody in Vegas is
Sorry, 2 p.m.
allowed to see this shirt. So if I put this shirt on, I need a cover for it. And they gave us a cover, and it's pretty sick. It is a black trash bag. So I'm going to be wearing a black trash bag at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 110 degrees outside in Vegas tomorrow. So that is going to be super fun. Alright, it's time for bed. I'm very excited for tomorrow and a little bit nervous. I would say I am 90% nervous. But if I pee my pants, they have my underwear. Alright, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I'm dressed like a Sith Lord with no money. So it's 1:30 right now. I'm going downstairs. They're going to take my phone, so this is the last video you're going to see of me talking.
Okay, so this was the whole video. So I forgot what I was gonna say. I can't believe it. I paused because I had something to say, but then I got distracted by something. I think ADD. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. So his call time is 2 p.m. That's very interesting because if you stayed at the Luxor, your call time was 10 a.m. So they do bring everyone to the Rio, which I think he's staying at, because that's what the room looks like. So yeah, it's interesting to know that they got to like sleep in. That would have been nice, especially if you're going to be staying up until like 4 in the morning.
For the competition. And then everything else is going to be after the competition. Yeah, as soon as they get downstairs, they're taking my phone, they're taking my hotel key, they're taking my luggage, taking everything. Hopefully there's nothing that's too high because I'm terrified of heights. I might find out if I can swim today. That could be cool. So you guys can watch whatever that is.
That would have been so deranged if the first challenge was swimming. Like, if you don't drown, then you get to go on.
He's on Prime or his YouTube channel or whatever. Maybe you'll see me in the background. I have no idea. I'm probably going to get eliminated in the first like 5 seconds. I'll see you guys.
Imagine that. Imagine.
Alright, here we go.
I walked downstairs with thousands of other contestants covered in trash bags. They took our phones away, and a few hours later, we were locked inside the football stadium.
Oh no. He's back home. What's... So he did... Okay. Okay.
I competed in the largest reality show ever, hosted by Mr.
Yeah, this one did 121k views. We'll see how this one goes. I don't know. We'll see if I'll watch the full thing or not.
During these games, I battled 2,000 other contestants for millions of dollars in cash prizes. My experience was wild, and that doesn't even include the lawsuits and scandals. And for the record, I was not a part of that, which means I can talk about it. I didn't just survive, I had to outsmart and form alliances with people I would have never expected, like a 38-year-old military vet and that couple you see in those Jubilee videos.
In this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the most intense game show ever created. From the craziest moments that you've never heard of, to the strategies that kept me in the game. And yes, even the stuff Mr. Beast doesn't show you, this is my experience on these games.
Sorry, people were doing the cookie thing? What? I was worried about that. Was one of my big concerns before we started shooting. It was like, there's going to be a fucking cookie thing. From Squid Game, I know it.
Mr. Beast doesn't show you, this is my experience on these games. The intro of this video is filmed at 2 a.m. and we had already been trapped inside Allegiant Stadium for about 12 hours. When they flew us out to Vegas, they didn't tell us we were going to be trapped here. They didn't say anything. Even when we left the hotels and bussed over to the stadium, wearing black trash bags to cover up our outfits, they still didn't tell us where we were going. It was all super secret. I literally had no idea what we were signing up for. They just dropped us off. I applied for the show after watching a Colin and Samir episode with Jimmy talking about these games.
It's going to be the largest game show in history, with the most contestants any game show's ever had, with the largest cash prize in history.
I had to send in a video saying why I think I should be on the show, and I also had to answer a ton of questions like, would I be willing to be buried alive, or would I be willing to go to outer space? Little did I know that I'd be trapped in this football stadium for the next 4 days without ever changing my clothes. It literally felt like the pandemic all over again, or like how I act in a new Zelda game. Anyways, as soon as we got into the football field, we noticed those giant pillars to the side of the stadium like right away. At first, a few people thought maybe we had to climb the ropes to get to the top, but then Jimmy said
that would have been horrible. If I would not have, I would have been eliminated anyway because I cannot climb like that.
Drop the curtains. We saw these 10,000-pound boulders, and we all knew right away that we needed to lift these boulders to the top as fast as possible.
Drop the curtains!
Before everything even began, I had already formed my alliance. Me and these 9 other people had already met on the airplane on the way into Vegas before the show even started. We all decided...
Interesting that... How you guys, like... I didn't talk to anyone on my flight. I don't think there anyone... Maybe there was. I was going to say I don't think anyone from Beast Games was on my flight, but probably. But it's crazy that you met on the plane. Like, how did you guys even start talking about Beast Games? I don't know.
Before we even got into the stadium, that we were going to work together for as long as possible. And let me tell you, the trauma bonding that the 10 of us experienced during the filming of the show has all made us extraordinarily close. Me and these 9 other people are like family.
They have become some of my best friends, which is weird because I would have never talked to any of these people if it wasn't for Beast Games. I'm 37 years old, and 3 of these people haven't even turned 21 yet. The only way I would have maybe met some of these people is if I asked them to babysit my kids. And I'm pretty sure I would go to jail if I asked my babysitter to hang out afterwards. The ages in my alliance range from 19 to 38 years old. Most of us had very little in my babysitter, but once the game started, none of that. We were all forced to work together as equals. And those people are Drew, Vanessa, JT, Justin, Ryan, Madison, Kyla, John Eric, and Gabe. So make sure to root for them in the show. So the 10 of us
Interesting.
all needed to
Yeah, I didn't beat any of those people.
lift this boulder as fast as possible. We all decided to spread out and recruit the strongest people we could find. And to tell you the truth, that backfired pretty quickly. First off, it was becoming apparent that all the strongest people in the stadium were grouping together. Everybody wanted to be a part of the strongest team. So when we had to choose our jerseys, which was yellow, hundreds of people were trying to grab our jerseys at the exact same time. It was like a bunch of
So he was on the yellow team.
pigeons trying to fight for the last piece of bread. It created a very ruthless and egocentric team later on. I'll talk about that in a minute. After a lot of screaming and unorganized pushing, the 10 people from my group, along with 300 another 90 pigeons, worked together to pull this rope. This went way faster than all of us imagined. And our strategy of finding the strongest people in the stadium was not working, because when we looked up to see how we were doing, we were tied for last place. 3 other teams had already made it to the top, and we were falling way behind.
Sorry, I keep pausing by accident. Yeah, I had the exact same experience. I said it in my video, but when he says go, I just want to look at the rope. That's all I'm focusing on, and then I just hear cheering from the right side. So then that's when I look up and I see 3 teams had already passed, and I was just like, we were about to lose. Oh my god, I can't believe this is actually happening. So, bro, it was so, yeah.
After a few seconds, we pulled ourselves together and we barely made it to the top. Everyone was celebrating like we had just won the entire show, but the reality was we just got second to last place. At this point, it was probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. We were so tired. We were so hungry. We didn't know when we were going to eat, and we also didn't know when we were sleeping. But luckily, after the first challenge, they gave us food. And let me tell you, this food was mostly edible. The entire time that we were locked in that stadium, they only gave us 2 different meals. One of them was boiled chicken, undercooked quinoa, and a tiny amount of steamed vegetables, all put together in this like microwavable TV style dinner thing. And then the other meal was half a cup of cold oatmeal, a cold hard-boiled egg, and then a tiny amount of vegetables.
That's the one I had. I didn't have the boiled chicken one.
That was also cold. And we never knew which one we were going to get. Sometimes it was the boiled chicken one, and sometimes it was the cold oatmeal. Those like little salt and pepper packets we get in those like plastic utensils were like pure gold at the time. Sometimes I wanted that salt and pepper more than I wanted the $5 million. But honestly, it all felt like it was part of like this mental game. Maybe it wasn't intentional, but it definitely helped push contestants out of the game. Because you could leave whenever you wanted. So some people just couldn't take the food or stress or anxiety or whatever, and they would just exit out that red door. And the whole time we were there, tons of people were leaving that red door.
And some people chose to go home early.
It is my time to step out. 24 hours. I did it. I did it, Dad.
At least they got to walk away with $2,000, which might be a big brain move because these trials are only going to get more intense.
Every single time we ate, me and my alliance would always sit in front of this hot dog stand called Neon Dog. So after a while, we just started calling ourselves the Neon Dogs. And oh my god.
Interesting that a bunch of people just have like group names for themselves in this competition.
Wish that place was open. I would have loved a hot dog or like a bag of chips or like a teaspoon of ketchup. Literally anything other than cold oatmeal and boiled chicken. After we ate, they sent us back down to the football field to sleep. And they didn't even tell us what time it was. They just handed us a sleeping bag and said, sleep anywhere on the field. They also gave us toiletry bags. The toiletry bags came with a toothbrush, toothpaste, a sleeping mask, and deodorant wipes. Everybody already smelled terrible, and those deodorant wipes did absolutely nothing. Honestly, I think it just wiped our deodorant off and just made everybody else smell worse. We also never changed our clothes. I changed my socks and underwear one time in the 4 days that we stayed there. Everybody smelled like hard-boiled eggs and oatmeal the entire time. But honestly, most people just kind of got used to it. We all picked a random spot on the football field to sleep, and since humans are tribal by nature, all the colored teams slept next to each other. So me and the Neon Dogs all slept in a big group next to the yellow team, and then pink, green, and orange also slept in big groups next to each other.
We ride together, we sleep together.
We would always sleep during the day and then film challenges at night. Also, we didn't have pillows, so most of us just use our shoes as pillows. They say that memories are linked to smell, and let me tell you, I will remember those nights for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have used as a pillow, to be honest with you. Because using your shoes that after they reek, oh my god.
Around 1,600 sleeping bags filled the entire football field. It kind of felt like prison, except you could leave whenever you wanted, which I think is frowned upon in real prison. They didn't tell us how long we could sleep, but I was laying there for probably about 3 hours and got maybe 20 minutes of actual sleep. You'd think it's because I had shoes for pillows, but the actual reason is because everybody on Yellow Team decided to have an emergency team meeting just 3 hours after we all lay down. So every person on Yellow Team was woken up by a small group of people that walked around saying, emergency team meeting in 15 minutes. That small group of people wanted to talk about what went wrong in the first challenge since, well, we got in 4th place. And that team meeting was an absolute train wreck. When the Yellow Team meeting started, it was chaos. It instantly turned into civil war on the Yellow Team. People were screaming that we needed new leaders, and some people were screaming that we needed no leaders. It was a lot of yelling and disorganization. Everybody wanted to get on the platform and say something, but nobody wanted to listen. And to make things worse, when I looked across the stadium at the other teams, they were all working really well together. They were cheering and laughing together. I wish I was on another team. Yellow Team was like the disorganized villain. Everybody hated the Yellow Team, including ourselves. But luckily, we didn't have to listen to the screaming for very long because it was time to eat more cold oatmeal. We went back to sit in front of the Neon Dog.
Sorry, wait a second. Okay, so this guy was on the Yellow Team, so was Nick. And then wasn't Ellie also on the Yellow Team? I swear he cut back to the Las Vegas stuff and he was wearing a yellow jersey. Like, bro, I don't know how this happened. Like, why am I only watching videos from the Yellow Team?
Stand and ate our cold oatmeal, hard-boiled egg, and cold vegetables. That hard-boiled egg wrapped in plastic was like the most flavorful thing they gave us. I never thought I'd be so excited for an egg. They would give out Feastables too, and I love Feastables, but there's really only so much chocolate you can eat before feeling really sick. I think we had like 3 meals a day and probably the same amount of chocolate bars, but honestly, I'm not really sure how often we ate because it was really hard to keep track of time. They had clocks set up in some places, but they mostly kept us away from windows, and we obviously didn't have like our phones or watches or anything personal. So I almost never knew what time it was, and I even lost track of the days at some point. I don't know if it was intentional, but it all felt very disorienting. Me and my alliance would just be eating or hanging out, and then all of a sudden, it was time for the next challenge. They walked us back down the football field, and we were grouped into our colored teams. Everybody on Yellow Team was finally trying to work together. But of course, Jimmy came out and said, for this challenge, you're gonna go against your own team. Then he yelled,
Bring out the briefcases!
Everyone was pretty upset to hear the word briefcase. All the briefcase videos that Jimmy has done in the past all seemed very stressful. We assumed we had to like trick or manipulate someone into taking a red briefcase, which would
Thankfully, it wasn't that.
send that person home. And all 10 of us in my alliance did not want to play against each other. My alliance and I were pretty bummed because we assumed we were going to be divided and then we would have to say goodbye to some of them. But luckily, the game was not what we expected. They set up the briefcases and then the first team did the challenge while the rest of us just watched. It took hours to set up and verify the results between each color's team. It must have been like 5 hours before it was finally Yellow Team's turn to go. And for some reason, we were the only team that Jimmy did not let see the briefcase map. Yay, Yellow Team. He said it was the same map as Green Team, but none of us were paying attention. So we had no idea where any of the briefcases were. It was also like 5 o'clock in the morning at this point, so we all felt very tired and defeated. Luckily, as we were literally walking up to start, a girl from Green Team came up to me and was like, need help? I know where a ton of green briefcases are. She told us a spot where like 6 green briefcases were lined up right next to each other. There was literally no time to think, so we took her word for it and went right to that spot. Jimmy let us see the map for just a few seconds and she was right. We were standing right in front of a bunch of green briefcases. Thank you again to the random girl from Green Team. You literally helped keep us alive.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, because if you don't know, Yellow Team has just the same pattern that Green Team had. So they had to pay attention, but they didn't know that up until the very last second.
The team from my alliance noticed noticed that no two red briefcases were ever touching side by side. They would only touch diagonally. So as long as you knew where a red briefcase was, you would know the surrounding ones would be green. Jimmy said go, and we sprinted to our cases. As soon as we grabbed our case, we tried to help everybody else around us to make sure that they also did not grab a red briefcase. Somehow, me and the rest of the Neon Dogs made it to the next round yet again. Everybody in Yellow Team who won was cracking open water and spraying everything in sight, including the cameraman and, yeah, also their camera. Yellow Team was, again, super annoying, but we were all just so excited to get to the next round. After the challenge, we also...
Yeah, fuck Yellow Team. Sorry. I just hate the color yellow.
With another piece of flavorless boiled chicken and headed back down to the football field to sleep in the daytime. I only got 3 hours of sleep that night, but it honestly felt amazing. Not everybody was feeling good though. Over the next few days, a bunch of people started exiting through the red door, including number 42, who was on Jimmy's 1 through 100 video.
Oh shit, I was wondering what happened to this dude. Okay, so if you don't know, the villain from that video that he just referenced was in there, and I was like, dude, we have to get rid of that guy. He's gonna, if he has the power to, he will get rid of a bunch of us. So that's what happened to him.
Honestly, felt amazing. Not everybody was feeling good though. Over the next few days, a bunch of people started exiting through the red door, including number 42, who was on Jimmy's 1 through 100 video. I met dozens of other.
Wow. Okay. So he didn't even get eliminated. He just like chose to, I'm going home. Fuck this, and then just eliminated himself. Wow, I've been so curious because I've heard nothing about what happened to number 42. Thank you for answering that.
People from older Mr. Beast videos that were competing with us. There were also a bunch of TikTok stars that I didn't recognize. I don't know. I didn't know who any of these people were.
Hey man, I don't know either.
I'm an old person, but a lot of them were really cool, and a lot of them were actually still.
This video's about to end.
For all of us who were still in the game, it was time for the next challenge. We ate our delicious cup of half-cold oatmeal and headed back down to the football field for the flag challenge. This was the most stressful challenge by far. Make sure to subscribe because I'm diving deeper into what really happened.
Bro, stop. You're milking this so bad. You've only talked to, I need to see how much videos he's made about this. Bro, come on, dude. Just talk. That's why I don't like this shit when like you have to milk all of this. He hasn't even posted about it. What? Huh? He never even made a video about it? What? I'm not gonna... Okay, whatever. At least I'm definitely not gonna watch a third video, but these have been good videos. I'm just saying, like... That's why I like my main video, because it's half an hour long, but it's just like the whole experience is just summed up in that half-hour video. You don't have to break it up into like 5 different videos, bro. I am curious what happens to him ultimately, but like not as much as I'm gonna keep watching. Part 2 next week. He didn't even post it. Interesting. Okay, so now we got a video from this guy named Evan Rogist. I was on Beast Games, now I'm exposing it. It's an 8-minute video, so not too long, not too shabby.
I was actually on
11K views, also not shabby.
Beast Games, and I'm gonna answer 100 of the juiciest questions. Like, does Mr. Beast actually fake his videos? Were any contestants mistreated? And how much money did I win? Don't worry, we're gonna answer all of them. Starting with, how does one actually get on Beast Games? You see me, you see my braces, you see some of my acne. I'm kind of a dork. I'm kind of an idiot. I have no idea how I got on Beast Games, but somehow, some way, a couple months ago, I was like, whoop-de-doo, I guess I'll apply to Beast Games. And so just a day later, I got a phone call, and then, voila, I was on Beast Games. So I went to Vegas, and then I competed in episodes 1 and 2, which you can obviously check out on his YouTube channel and Amazon Prime Video. And the most important question of them all is, does he fake his videos? I've spent more time with Mr. Beast than most people can say on this earth. That sounds weird, but the point is that I have been there firsthand. I've seen the videos, I've interacted with the contestants, and I can say completely and utterly honestly that he most certainly does not fake his videos. Like that money that he's standing on, that is completely real money. All the contestants are all just like random people. Like, one girl was just from the suburbs of Utah, another guy was an aspiring actor from LA, another person was a former Mr. Beast contestant who lived in New York. And so while there were some people who were formerly on other Mr. Beast videos, by and large, most people there were just normal people. People like me, people like you watching this video, people who just
like me
got the opportunity of a time to compete for $5 million. Next, was anyone actually mistreated during Beast Games? Personally, I don't have any complaints. I can't speak for everyone, but that's my personal experience. But then I'm not
it's a bad question to ask one person if anyone was mistreated. It's like, bro, there were 2,000 people. I can't speak for 2,000 people. So it's like, that's just like you shouldn't ask me that.
I had some gripes with Mr. Beast and how he treated us during Vegas. Like, for example, we were fed like soggy oatmeal and like the worst food ever. It was
unflavored, no flavor to it whatsoever. If it was at least a little bit of cinnamon on that, I would have been like, okay, cool. But nothing, bland as hell.
It was honestly, like, I think that was torture alone. That was more of a challenge than the actual challenges themselves. Trying to eat that soggy oatmeal and the most wackadoodle meals that they gave us.
Sorry, did you just say wackadoodle meals?
Trying to eat that soggy oatmeal and the most wackadoodle meals that they gave us. Those were horrible. But I will say that Mr. Beast and his team greatly learned from these mistakes, and when we went to Canada, the meals got so much better. So I think just
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, what was I gonna say? It's like I said earlier in the stream, like, this is the first time they're doing something like this, so they're just like, they're not going to know necessarily how to handle everything 100%. So, like, so many mistakes are going to be made. And at least they learn pretty quickly in that turnaround to make the meals better when they get to the actual Amazon Prime show. Could you imagine?
In general, Mr. Beast and his team, they made mistakes, sure, but they learned from them and they improved upon them. And anything that did go wrong, they reached out to those people and they made sure everything was a-okay. Now, bear in mind, I got eliminated at the end of episode 2. Now, on that same note, how much money did I make during Beast Games? And the answer is $2,000. I made $1,000 from the shoot in Vegas, and I made another $1,000 from getting eliminated. I don't know where Mr. Beast got all this money from.
Oh, wait, hold on.
And the answer is $2,000. I made $1,000 from the shoot in Vegas, and I made another $1,000 from getting eliminated.
Well, it's not 1,000 there and 1,000 there. It's 2,000 just plain simple, just for being there at all. Because like I got $2,000 for example, and I got eliminated immediately.
I don't know where Mr. Beast got all this money from. He went to his bunker and scraped out some money to pay for my flights, my food, and my hotels.
For you specifically, yeah.
But I'm not complaining. I'm grateful. Thanks, Mr. Beast. And by the way, Mr. Beast and the crew, if you guys are watching this video, hey, I want to be on future videos. Hit me up. Email's in the description. Mr. Beast, you have my phone number. Give me a call anytime. We'll work something out. Okay, I think we need Mr. Evan Ragas for future videos. Next, since I did survive to episode 2, that means I went to the city. So what was the city actually like? Now, they didn't really show...
I am curious about this. So this is the 5th video we've watched so far, and this is the first time I'm actually going to hear about what it was like to live in Beast City.
Too much on screen, but the city was kind of like a mix between like a college campus and a park. You had showers, you had food, you had bikes, you had footballs, you had places you could sunbathe, and it was like such a vibe sitting there hanging out with your friends. We had no cell phones, so we were kind of forced to socialize, which was kind of a nice change of pace, I'm not gonna lie. But the craziest part was that everyone would spread rumors and gossip. Like, people would talk about backstabbing each other. People would talk about how this person was bad. And it kind of got crazy. But overall, it was such a vibe. And it was so much fun. The only complaint I have is that the sleeping arrangements were no bueno. Like, it would get super hot, like, around, like, 9 a.m. And since the shoots happened at night, that means we didn't get much sleep. Because, I mean, there's just like 50 people crammed inside of a house. And so it got hot really quick. So it's understandable, but it wasn't the best. But overall, the city was really cool, really awesome. And how Mr. Beast did it, I have no idea. Next, how was meeting the cast and crew and who's my favorite? Now, I personally met some of my heroes, people that I have been watching for the past 10 years and finally got the opportunity to meet, like Carl, Laserbeam, Mac, Chandler, Mr. Beast, of course.
I did get to meet Laserbeam. That was a cool experience.
And I gotta say that all of them were super down-to-earth people. And even though they're like super uber famous, they never felt like untouchable or like you couldn't really approach them. I remember one time we were talking to Carl about anime. I remember another time I was talking to Mac asking about editing advice. I remember another time I was talking to Nolan and we were just talking about life and just cracking jokes.
Damn, Mr. Yapperton, you're just yapping with the Beast crew. Holy.
Just hanging out with them. And it was really cool. Another thing that was really cool was just talking to Jimmy. Because despite Jimmy, seeming like this evil supervillain doing some insane things. When you talk to him, you're just like, oh, this guy's like just like a chill guy. He's just like a regular dude. And I gotta say, my favorite member was Mac. Mac was super chill. I really resonated with him, like his editing background, and I just thought he was a cool guy. He also bench presses. I think he told me his max was like 235 or something, which is crazy. That guy's a total G. That guy was really cool. Next, how long did everything take from start to finish? Honestly, the way they edited it made it seem like it went by so quick, but honestly, there was so much waiting in between challenges. I mean, we're talking like anywhere between 4 hour to an 8 hour wait, and especially since there was
It's just so much waiting, yeah. It's like there is normally waiting if you're on a set for like a movie or like a normal like scripted TV show, but like the waiting for like Beast Games was just like an insane amount. And there's nowhere to go relax either, because like normally if you're a talent like on a film or movie, you just get to go to your like green room or whatever and chill. But like nope, or a trailer. But like no, not for Beast Games. You gotta sit on a field with no phone or anything.
so many people, you would have to stop and get food, you have to stop and get a bathroom break, and then you have to stop and get a final bathroom break, and it was just so much waiting, so much setup, so much preparation. But then when the challenges finally came, it was like you walked in and it felt like time like disappeared, and it was such an insane experience. Next, did it suck to compete? Like, was it a bad experience? Because don't get me wrong, when you look at the videos, you see people crying, you see people heartbroken, and I get it. But honestly, some people, they would quit their jobs, or some people would put their all into winning it all.
Bro, I just don't know why people quit their jobs to do BS games. Like, bro, that's such a bad idea. Only one person here can win the $5 million. So, like, when 50 people quit their job, it's like, bro, what are you going to do?
My perspective was always like, I'm just going to come here for a fun time. Like, I'm here to have fun, honestly. And so when I got eliminated at the end of episode 2, I felt so grateful to have gone that far. A little bummed, obviously, that I didn't get farther. But I never expected to get that far, and obviously the chances of me winning $5 million was super low. I was just there for a good time, honestly. And if you're watching this and you want to be on Mr. Beast video, just apply. I'll put that link in the description too for like the casting thing. And who knows, you could also get the opportunity for lifetime and make some really cool friends. Next, did Mr. Beast ever get frustrated during filming? Now,
T? Drama? Hello?
This was such a surreal experience because when I actually saw Mr. Beast firsthand, I saw him like making mistakes. I saw him like one time he was trying to speak and then he had like the cough. And it was so funny. When you see the videos, it's like perfect. Everything is perfect. But when you're actually watching it, you know, he's like looking at his Apple Notes, trying to make sure the words are right. It's just really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely experienced that. Like, in Vegas, like, for episode 0 on the first ever day, it's just, like, he's, like, doing his classic, like, Mr. Beast intro where he talks like this, and, like, everywhere. And then he does that, and then, like, 5 seconds later, he's like, alright, guys, I'm gonna just do it again real quick, just to make sure, you know, that is, like, a few takes, so let me do it again. Mr. Beast intro, like, it's just, it's really funny to watch.
Next, do I regret anything from my experience? Now, as you know, I got eliminated at the end of episode 2. And honestly, just throughout it, I felt like it was so luck-based that where I got was luck.
100%. 100% luck. That's just, I think that's my biggest gripe with, like, when it comes to Beast. Let's talk about Beast Games specifically, not his other competition stuff in his videos, but, like, it's just so luck-based because it's like, yes, they want to have the record of, like, most competitors on a game show, like the biggest one ever, but because of that, they want to also get rid of people, like, within 5 seconds so that they can, like, make the challenges more, like, attainable. So that's why in episode 1 it goes from 1,000 people to 500, like, so that they don't have to deal with, like, say, like, 900 people, for example, and just eliminate 100. It's like, no, let's just get rid of as many people as possible so that we can, like, dwindle the number down. So because of they want to do that, everything is so luck based. Like, it could be like a coin flip, heads or tails. Like, sorry, you're gone. Like, it's just like that. So that's my biggest gripe with Beast Games. It's just so luck based. It's like I would have preferred a competition where, like, I actually could use my actual, like, you know, either strength, intelligence, problem solving skills, whatever, to actually go to see how far I would go in that kind of arena. But because everything's so luck based, it's just like it's not up to me if I. It basically isn't. How far I go. It just depends on if I'm within this bad team, which I was, or if like I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. It's just like I hate luck based stuff.
I got eliminated.
I don't. There's a reason why I don't play the lottery, or I never have, because like, what's the point? It's just so luck based.
And maybe it changes for future episodes. I can't comment on that. Obviously, I signed an NDA. Don't sue me, Amazon. Don't sue me. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't regret it. But I also felt kind of bummed that it felt like you were always trying to eliminate yourself for the challenges. Like, I wanted the challenge where the people wanted to stay, like the tower block.
So many challenges are just like eliminate yourself and like blah blah blah. You'll get either this amount of money or your teammates will get to go on and sacrifice yourself. It's just like, bro, why are so many of these like this?
Well, that one was pretty cool. That one was individual skill based, whereas like the team based ones, and you gotta make sure that the person next to you doesn't want to sacrifice you and take 100K. Like. Come on, you're relying on other people, and I just hate that. I want to be in control of my own destiny. But,
I agree completely.
Such a fun ride. Thank you, Mr. Beast. It was the opportunity of a lifetime.
All right, good video from Evan. Very good video. I enjoyed that. And I got to, learn some more information about Beast City. All right, now we got a video from Matthew Levine. I took a bribe on the biggest game show of all time, Beast Games. 12K views 9 days ago. Not bad, not bad. And 11-minute video, so let's check it out.
Billboard in downtown Los Angeles for the biggest game show of all time. I had an opportunity last summer. Pretty big. Pretty special.
Hold on.
Pretty big.
I also took a picture of myself in front of this billboard.
Pretty special. 1,000 contestants. And there's one with my face on it.
I didn't even see this one.
Pretty special. 1,000 contestants. And there's one.
Dude, imagine being on this billboard, like being one of the lucky people of this 200 to be on it.
I was on the biggest game show of all time, and I quit within episode 1.
Oh, did he? Oh, there he is.
Let's go. I made it 4 minutes.
420 too.
All the time. It was the best weeks of my life. I needed to hype our friends genuinely. And now I think we all crave the urge to compete. A lot of us all applied to the Squid Game show to Survivor just because like we missed the rush of it. So if I loved it so much, then like why'd I quit right away? Well, you have to understand the context. To be there in the moment with all these people that you've been spending days, weeks with, and you've become really genuine friends with, to choose between them or money is a really tough decision. We're all standing on these platforms in Las Vegas, and he brings out the bribe. And me, like many other people, said I'm not even for any amount of money. I won't pay my friends like that. And then he says that there's going to be $1 million on the table. And basically everybody goes, oh, that's the number. That's the number that I would betray my friends for. The challenges were my favorite part of the whole experience. We started with 10,000-pound boulder pulls. As soon as he announced...
Whoa, I did not see those before. I have not seen this picture. Wow, that's them actually carrying it on the highway. That's awesome.
As soon as he announced it, people just kind of ran into lines. So I kind of just followed where the mob was. I needed to go where the most ambitious, strongest players are. My line was filled with people who looked...
Oh, he was pink team, okay.
It's probably one of the most exhilarating moments in my life when I look up...
My friend Joe was also on the pink team.
And I see that we're at the finish line, and that one team's still at the bottom, knowing that we've made it to the second round. We spent the night between the first two challenges, despite what the edit makes it seem like. The second challenge on day 2 was my favorite. I like that it's a mix of memory and speed. My strategy was to cut diagonally. I was in this corner, the entire row in front of us was green, so basically everybody next to me was saying, oh, we only have to step 1 foot in front, I'll take this one, you take that one, we're all just dividing it. And, there's a lot of older players, all the way up to 80 years old. I think I'm faster than the majority of these people. I let the people know next to me, I'm running down this path and I'm going to the middle, where there's a line of green, a block of green. I was 100% sure mine was green, but because they had to check disputes, we didn't get to open it for about 45 minutes, which was terrifying. The third challenge was...
45 minutes not knowing if you're safe or eliminated? That's crazy.
1,400 people in 11 spots. It's highly possible that at the beginning of the game, 300 people could have been eliminated, and then everybody left waiting would have been guaranteed a flag. But then off the bat, it seemed like just not many people were getting out, and I kind of knew a couple rounds in that it was my time to run. They put up 100 flags, And I was like, okay, I have to be faster than like 80 of these people. I think I can do that. So I ran. I was calling out, flag 187, 187. Pulls the horn. I run. And I see a guy go faster than me and get flag 187. And I start thinking, oh my god, I'm out.
Oh, no.
I keep running straight to the next flag, and I grab it, flag 191. Now my lucky number. I grab it, celebrate.
Wait, really? He was and he has the jersey of 191, dude.
GoPro on the bottom, really cool. The guy runs up to me, goes, "You know I called that flag. You know I called it." And I had no idea what to say. I just got him mad. He was devastated. He was on the verge of tears. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what he said. I didn't hear you. Someone else got mine. I was faster. Sorry.
So innocent. I mean, you can't be mad at someone who's like, I didn't know. I mean, there's so many people shouting too. Is the thing? It's just like, how am I supposed to possibly hear everybody? It's like, oh, 183, like, bro.
Really terrible. But at the end of the day, that was the game. But we made it through. We made it onto the Amazon show, and it was so exciting. I go to Toronto. We had a couple weeks break. I took a break to do some training, so I'm practicing free throws. I'm watching basically everything on his channel twice. Watched a bunch of Survivor. I even was watching a bunch of survival techniques videos because I had no idea what circumstances we were going to be put into. When I drove out to Vegas, I thought we were going to be camping in the desert. I was a standby contestant. I wasn't actually cast. 2 days before the shoot, I got a call saying
What?
you'd be here tonight.
What? He was a standby? Jesus Christ. And I do wonder if, like, you can just kind of grab, if, like, this moment, you can just grab whichever number jersey you want.
Vegas.
Because that's what the edit may seem like, but I don't know if that's true.
I thought we were going to be camping in the desert. I was a standby contestant. I wasn't actually cast. 2 days before the shoot, I got a call saying, can you be here tonight?
Unreal.
And I just had to commit. I said, yeah, I'll be there. I drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
He drove?
Immediately. And I have no regrets. And I think that's the best lesson I learned out of this, is that when an opportunity comes your way that seems exciting, that seems like it can change your life, you have to go right away. Then after days in Toronto, we're doing costume trainings, we're hanging out in the hotel, we're making friends. And finally, after hours of waiting, loading onto buses, waiting the buses, getting a meal, waiting for the cues to be like into the first sound stage, before the first challenge, Jimmy goes,
$1 million.
most game shows give out $1 million as their grand prize. What are you gonna have before the first challenge even starts? I realized it could be my shot to get the money that I came there for what I needed, which I'll talk about at the end.
Throw 10 minutes on the clock. Stay in the game, or press the button on your tablet and eliminate yourself. Those of you that eliminate yourselves will evenly...
Everyone's doing the math. We're thinking, okay, what would I leave with? I was thinking I'd probably leave with 40, 50,000 at the minimum. So that means if, like, hypothetically 25 people pressed it, then I shouldn't. But then the timer starts going, and it's going really slowly. Only one guy pressed it at the beginning. I actually died laughing at the premiere when I saw this was the first guy, because after we all took the bride, we were like, wow, 20 grand, 20 grand's a good number. He's like, it's a number. Dude, you took it first. But then he dropped down on one knee and didn't make it yet. At the end of the 10 minutes.
Oh, he's the... I did hear, like, somebody propose to, like, their fiancé now. But I didn't. It was this guy. Interesting.
He started not pressing it until the last couple seconds. So I was on the screen $70,000 each, and that was way bigger than my number. So in the last 1 second, I pressed it. The edit makes it seem like I pressed it not last second. I had more of a strategy than that. But what I didn't strategize about was that in that moment when I said 70,000 press, 1 second left, 30 other people thought the exact same thing. That's why my footage was me going.
And it's dubbed in 40 languages.
I start counting the cubes that are lit up. I can't even count them because so many people have pressed it. And I'm like, oh my god, did I just make like $7 and have to go home? And then the screen refreshes.
The total amount of button presses was 52 people, which means...
Congratulations! You each just won a little under $20,000!
There he is!
22 of you are now eliminated.
I have a feeling a lot of these contestants still in are going to regret not taking that money.
I came to these games to fund my senior thesis film. My senior thesis film is
about
2 scientists in 1947. They cover up their top secret experiment with a UFO crash. So it's a pretty expensive short film that I really want to go all in on to make my...
I can relate to this. I also went to film school. My senior thesis film, I shot that literally almost a year ago now. It was at the end of January of 2024. So the fact that he can use that money that he got to fund it, awesome. Because I had to self-fund mine for the most part. I did get donations, but like not enough to cover everything. Hopefully his turns out well.
And I knew that the only way I could pull off that script would be to do something big. They delayed the shooting schedule. When I went to Toronto, I had to pack for school with me to move into my new apartment. I had to email the producers and be like, hey, instead of flying me back home to LA, fly me to New York. I realized if I wanted to make it the whole time, I would have had to miss class. And if I missed my senior thesis class, I would have been dropped from the class if I missed the first session.
Wow.
The entire reason I went was to fund the senior thesis. So if I got dropped for the class because of these games, it would have just been so dumb. So I knew I could have made it like 3-4 episodes in. I was hoping to make it onto the city, but the senior thesis was more important. It's my career, it's my passion. If I knew it would have been 20, I may have not pressed it. But in hindsight, I'm so glad I did. Because then the next day, this happened, and like 300 of my friends got out, and they all went home with basically nothing. 2K is not nothing, but you know, a lot of people took off work for it, so it essentially is. And if I stuck around, the only other way I could have made tens of thousands of dollars like I needed for my film would have been to sacrifice an entire row. Oh my god, I know you in the group chat. You're the one who got me out. They get kicked out. They're ostracized from the community, but I've been able to take part in it. What's really killing me is the what if. If I stuck around, my row would have been right in between the eliminated rows. I would have been safe. Who knows? Maybe the blocks would have fallen on me. Maybe someone else in my row in the next challenge would have gotten me out. Maybe I would have gone all the way and won the 5 million. I don't know. Kind of keeps me up at night. After that moment, buy the money, dancing, I'm taking some money, I'm slapping it against my knee. Someone explains to me how game show money works on your taxes, and because I'm young and don't really get a lot of income, it actually, I won't lose as much as I could be. If I have any regrets, it would be 2 things. If I pressed the button maybe earlier, maybe people would have seen that the number was smaller, and maybe less people would have pressed it. Maybe it would have gone from 19 to 21 or 22, who knows. Then afterwards, we went to the elimination area, and while we're waiting for them to get us back to the hotels and get us flights home, we play around in Monopoly. It was Canadian, so it was in French. And right away, I landed on Boardwalk, and then Park Place. I'm having the best round of Monopoly ever, and I'm thinking, I just won 20 grand. I just won 20 grand. I can make my film. Okay, I get this much from NYU. I could get this much from this family member. I could get this much from a campaign online. I can do it. I can do a crazy idea. I had a backup script ready the entire summer, and I don't need the backup script. I can make the Roswell report. But my biggest regret, honestly, is that I didn't keep my water bottle. Every single platform had these custom Contigos that were so nice with our number engraved onto it.
That's cool.
So cool. Camera guy comes up to me with bright lights, and I have to walk to the exit, so I forgot it. And then some people just grabbed random people's water bottles and they were eliminated the next day, so I think someone took mine. But then they didn't even realize that weeks later the Beast team shipped them out to us, so mine was never shipped. They did ship, though, this fanny pack and the sticker. These were the fanny packs that were given out in the city. I never made it to the city, but now I got the merch as if I did, so that's pretty cool. They ended up giving these out to us at the premiere, which was delightful. The next day, they brought the money.
I got beef. I am so upset I wasn't invited to the premiere.
They ended up giving
They only invited the 1,000 people that actually made it to the show, to the premiere, so... It was, since I wasn't there, I didn't make it that far, they, nope, sorry, you're not. Even though they had the premiere in my city, and it would have been an easy drive for me. No, you're not, you can't go.
The next day, they brought the Money Cube, which has been going around the world, to Santa Monica, and they did this drone show, which was so cool. We walked after the drone show to the celebrity premiere Jimmy was having down the street. I mean, we did have our real premiere the day before, so they didn't let us in. The CEO came out and just chatted with us, and even Young Gravy was coming with us.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
But my favorite thing about the experience was being the community that's growing. The group chats bring me joy every single day. We look out for each other. We've made lifelong friends. Couples have formed because of these games. We have a Discord channel with a casting call and job posting page. It's amazing. One of the contestants' house got destroyed.
Excuse me, like, why? I'm not invited to any of this. What are you talking about? There's a Discord and there's a group chat, and I'm not in any of it.
I talked to Sifu in the bathroom, and I was like, dude, how's this compared to Survivor? And he's like, man, we're sleeping with sleeping bags. I was sleeping with spiders on the beach and starred in Survivor. This is a walk in the park. That's what he said. It was a walk in the park.
Wow.
So, come on. This is ridiculous. And my NDA is really strong, so there's not a lot I'm allowed to talk about what happens behind the scenes. But there's some great behind the scenes to check out. Here's Mr. Beast reacting to my elimination in a breakdown. And hear me this fantastic documentary.
I just wanted to say hi to everyone before we film tomorrow.
I'm in my swim trunks here. I was training in the pool because I was worried, okay, I'm going to get eliminated from the swimming challenge. And I heard there was a surprise, so I went and it was meeting with Jimmy, which was really delightful. I got to ask him a couple questions. I was the only person to ask him about what happened to the woman who incorrectly left for 50K. He confirmed to me that he felt bad and gave her 10K after that because I mean, shouldn't have stopped. Maybe.
Okay, so we did hear this rumor. We did hear this rumor in a previous video from a player that since she didn't get the 50K, Jimmy felt bad and gave her 10K. But he said it was a rumor, so he didn't know if that actually happened. But Matthew here is confirming that he actually did say that he did give her 10K. So that's interesting. I don't even know if Joe knows that. If you're just joining the stream now, my friend Joe was eliminated because of this woman jumping off. So I don't even know if he knows that she got 10K.
But 1,000 friends. And Jimmy B's too is really nice. He shook my hand, but it's hard to have a real interaction with him when every time you're in the same room it's like this. And now that it's all said and done and it's over, I had the premiere, I had the party, I'm home, I can watch it with my friends, I can tell people about it. I'm out! My only thought is, wouldn't it be a great plot twist if in season 2 they just bring everybody back? I walked away with enough to know that I could commit to this really ambitious
We'll see.
idea for my senior thesis. So now we have most of our budget secured, but we actually need your help to get over the line. My Seed and Spark crowdfunding campaign is now online, and we have some really exciting perks. We're seeing your name in the credits, an exclusive poster playing. It's going to be really, really cool to be a part of, and I really hope that you check it out. And I know that there's a lot you can be spending your money on this holiday season, so even if you can't contribute, maybe share the campaign with someone who would be interested, or just follow our page at Support. I really, really appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel.
Watch his thesis, the Roswell Report.
Oh my god. Nolan also shouted out. Jesus Christ. Good video from Matthew. We're both film guys, so I hope that everything goes well for his senior thesis. But now we've got a video from Sarah and Hosea. I got pregnant at Beast Games. I think this is the most viewed Beast Games player video I've seen. 430K views. I mean, if you got pregnant there, then yeah, people are gonna be like, wait, what? So, and it's just a 5-minute video, so this should be good.
I got pregnant at Beast Games.
Wait. Sorry. So, don't tell me this is the girl who. If you're just joining the stream, apparently there was two people who hooked up in a porta potty in the Vegas shoot of Beast Games, and they both got eliminated because of it. Please don't tell me this is her. This is the girl.
And about 4 months ago, I found out I was pregnant. When I backtracked the timeline, my conception date landed on, you guessed it, the last day of filming Beast Games.
No!
Turns out, the father was another contestant. This guy
Brother, no! Bro, there's no way this is her. Oh my god. Dude. Oh my god. Now, this deserves to be the most viewed Beast Games player video for sure. Oh no.
guy got me pregnant. What?
Who's that? Who is that?
Was another contestant. This guy got me pregnant.
I don't recognize him. Damn.
Pregnant. What?
Also, her production for this video is like very good. Like, there's a lot going on. The background, the microphone, the camera.
This guy.
Oh.
It's okay. We're married.
Oh, yeah. But before we get to that, we want to...
Oh. Okay. Okay, I didn't know that. So, the people who hooked up were already married?
Tell you how we got here.
Once we officially became a part of Beast Games, we packed our bags and flew out to Las Vegas with 2,000 other contestants.
2,000. That is not a small amount of people.
No, it is not.
And on our way to Vegas, we ran into our good friend, Nate.
Who you may know as player 237.
Where are you going? Vegas. I have a gambling addiction. Where are you going? Vegas.
Comedy show.
Oh, yeah.
And as of now, is still on the show.
Nate, we're rooting for you.
I think I did see him in some of the episodes I was watching of Beast Games.
Once we got to Vegas, we got our jerseys, went to our hotel rooms, and got ready for the games.
I'm so excited to see what this brings us. This is going to be so fun.
And then the games began.
Now, we didn't just make it onto Beast Games. The producers also wanted to follow our story. They had this board of people that included the top 40 characters.
Wait, what?
They also wanted to follow our story. They had this board of people.
They want to follow these people. This I didn't know. And I'm not on here. Great. No, it's cool. No, it's cool. They don't want to follow my fucking story. Okay, fine. Whatever. Do I recognize anybody here? Oh, number 42. His name is James. But he eliminated himself anyway. Let's see. Anybody? No, I don't think so. There's the couple right here. No, I don't.
That included the top 40 characters to follow on it.
And we were smack dab in the middle of it.
You pick the top tier people, and you're like, you get a microphone.
40 contestants were mic'd up out of the 2,000.
I do remember this. They pulled certain people aside to microphone them up for the shoot because they didn't mic anybody except like this 40 people. Everyone else, no mics. Oops, I muted it by accident.
Up, and we basically had our own cameraman for the whole show.
I don't know why they chose to follow our story.
Probably because we're in love.
Or probably because our relationship is so comical.
I don't know, maybe.
But regardless of why they chose to follow our story, they did. So here's how the games went.
Ironically, Josiah and I were split up at the beginning, causing us to be on different teams. Josiah was on orange, and I was on green.
Oh, I was originally on green too.
Game 1 was pulling a 5-10 boulder to the roof. Both of our teams cruised.
For game 2...
Okay, at least from the videos that I've compiled, we've been able to hear experiences from everyone from on every team. Because at first it was all just yellow, but then we got pink, green, and orange.
Against our own team. So we had to find a safe briefcase on the map and then be the first one to touch that briefcase. And again, both me and Josiah were safe.
Game 3 was essentially capture the flag. This is by far the most stressful game to be a part of, but Sarah ended up getting like flag 440 and I ended up getting flag like 580.
This was my least favorite game. I've never been more stressed out in my life than during that game. And then it was time for the bribe.
If you step off your platform, you will be eliminated, and so will your entire platform.
And the winning platforms get to move on and be a part of the Amazon Prime Beast Game Show.
So by this point, Sarah and I had done all of the other games separately. But for the last game, we decided to do it together. Because it also happened to be our 5-year anniversary.
Oh, shit. Interesting.
No way to make it to the Amazon Prime show than together on our 5-year anniversary. But no.
Wait, sorry, what happened?
On our 5-year anniversary. But no.
Instead, Sarah and I were ruthlessly betrayed by a girl on our platform.
She was on this team too. They were on this team. Oh my god. Oh no. Wait, so... Wow, so they were on this team with her and my friend Joe. Oh my god.
We didn't even win the bribe money because she jumped too early.
I didn't start the timer yet.
And while everyone else played in a pile of $5 million, we were sent home on a bus.
I have never felt so betrayed in my life. Leaving the show like that for something we didn't even do just did not make sense. We were confused.
It sucked.
Also, the bus ride was so quiet. Nobody was talking.
That bus ride is always quiet. Like, I remember my bus ride after I got eliminated. Silent. We were all so destroyed.
Yeah, it was tough.
It was bad.
But now, back to the pregnancy thing.
We actually got eliminated on our 5-year anniversary, and we were
That's crazy.
So tired, so sad. So the only thing that made sense for us to do was...
make a baby in Las Vegas.
Turns out, that's exactly what happened. A few weeks later, we discovered that I was pregnant.
Oh my god.
Wait, okay, damn it, I'm disappointed. This isn't the couple then. Because there was 2 people who were hooking up in a porta potty that got eliminated. This does not sound like them. It sounds like these guys, when they got back to their hotel room, they, conceived their child. Damn it. So it's not them. Damn it. I was so excited too. I loved that. Damn it.
Then we confirmed it with an ultrasound.
And we finally confirmed our conception date, July 21st, the day of our 5-year anniversary.
And the day we got eliminated from Beast Games.
But most importantly, the day we made a baby.
And that, my friends, is a story of how I got pregnant at Beast Games. We didn't win $5 million. We will probably spend $5 million on this new baby. But overall, a win for us. A win for the Selvigs at the Beast Games.
But hey, now that you're here, here's a few things about us.
Number 1, we are married and we have a baby boy on the way.
Number 2, we live in Los Angeles.
Number 3, we are creatives. I am a photographer and Josiah is a filmmaker.
Number 4, we run a production company called Made Wild, and we work with commercial brands and maybe even some of your favorite creators.
And number 5, we care deeply about the creative community and we want to inspire people to keep creating.
So, if you think of yourself as a creative, or if you're married, or you just want to be inspired, this might be the channel for you.
Maybe.
Maybe not. So drop a comment,
hit subscribe,
and stay tuned for many videos to come.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense that they're there because like you can tell like this whole video is like very well like put together.
So we're not the same height. I'm just standing like this.
Bye, love you.
All right, that was probably my favorite video out of the ones I've seen so far, just because it's like it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and drama, right? All right, we actually have one last video. This is gonna be the last video. This is gonna be the 8th and final video from Cornelia. My Experience Beast Games Episode 2. It's a 22-minute video. And I'm glad there was... as we were going through like the first half, I was like, I definitely didn't just get a bunch of guy videos from these. But thankfully, the last two are very female-oriented. So here we go. The last video that we're going to be reacting to from a Beast Games contestant.
Hello everybody, what is up, what is new, and how are you? Hi guys! So episode 2 of Beast Games came out the same day as episode 1. However, I'm not able to show any of the footage itself from the game, so you'll have to go watch that on Amazon Prime if you want to see the actual show. But I can tell you a little bit about my experience in the Beast City and my experience on the towers. This was insane. This episode was crazy, obviously. I'm so excited to share this all with you, so let's get right into it. Stick around to the end because I am answering questions from the first video because there were a lot of questions about episode 1, so at the end of this video I will be answering questions that I saw in the comments. Let's jump right into episode 2. Let's start with my experience on the towers. The towers first...
Yeah, it sounds like she made more videos, but we're going to focus on this video solely because we've heard a lot from, like, you know, the Vegas stuff and, like, even some stuff from episode 1, so I think it's better to just go for episode 2. It looks like she got pretty far, though, so we'll see.
Massive. I just don't feel like the show, it does not do justice to the magnitude of these towers. So on each of those towers, there are 4 floors. And each of those 4 floors corresponds to a type of game. They call us all together and they tell us, we're going to be giving you guys tokens, and your token corresponds with what floor and what tower you're on. So when I picked my tile, I was originally 4-star, which is the white team on the 4th floor doing the catching challenge. I decided that that was not in fact for me, and so I looked for somebody to trade with me since they told us we were allowed to trade. So I found somebody who was a little bit pushy, honestly. He was kind of like, you need to trade with me, you need to trade with me, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want 1. And he had, I think it was 1 star, which is on the bottom floor with the white jersey. I did not want that one. It said, use your brain, and I was like, I'm exhausted. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think when I was watching the episode, I would have been like, choose the use your brain one, but I didn't take into consideration how exhausted I may be at this point and like how much we've been staying up and stuff like that.
Somebody who had 3 no-star, which is the one I wanted, and so we did a 3-way switch. I went back to my friends, and almost all of us were on the pink team, or 3 no-star. It started with floor 4, which was the yellow team against the white team on the 4th top floor that was the catching team, and that was so brutal to watch. That broke my heart because I know 4-star was just crushed by that. To think that they had won and then just have it ripped away from them.
That was such a bad moment. Well, it's an entertaining moment for sure, but like such a bad moment for them to be like, but we won. You said we won. We lost?
But also, most of my friends were on for no star or the yellow team. Not to mention, I had originally drawn 4 stars, so during all of the confusion with the 4th floor, they ended up taking a couple of hours because they really had to review the footage to make sure that what they were doing was right. And once they had determined who had actually won, they called us all out back from the bleachers. They showed us on the big screen what had actually happened. Exactly basically what you saw in the show. The first night of filming wraps, we go to sleep. We're losing nighttime hours to film. We wake up midday, hang out, then starts the second floor. The second floor was less is more. I am so thankful I wasn't in that game. I really despise the self-elimination games. I have a lot
Thank you. Thank you.
of opinions on it. I think they're silly. I had friends on both teams. It was really hard to even feel like I was cheering for one over the other, but we weren't allowed to watch this game actually, so we were sent back to our dorms and then called out when it was time. Then they revealed who had more eliminations, and it happened to be 2-star or the white team on the second floor. That was really sad. I said goodbye to some really, really good friends of mine, and I cried like a baby. And I cried so much, I cried all my makeup off, which is great because then you see some beautiful streaks on my face when I get the screen time I got during the next challenge. I saw a couple people poking fun at us for crying so much, and I understand. I know it looks really, really silly. All I have to say, the reason why we are crying so much is that we got so close to each other. These 2 to 3 minute clips you're seeing of interactions or eliminations or whatever else it is took place over days or even weeks of filming. And during all of that downtime, we got so close to each other. We had really no connection.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are like so confused when watching it. Like, I get like things happen within like seconds, but it's like people just don't understand like so much time is being happened between shots and stuff like that. So like you're building these relationships and you're like, and you get emotional, and you, because you're cut off from like the rest of the world basically when you're shooting the show. It's like, bro, I don't know.
The outside world at this time, we were confined to B City. We were not allowed to leave B City.
Yeah.
And even before that, at our hotels, we weren't really allowed to talk to other people either because they just want to keep everything under wraps.
Yeah.
No internet, no phones, no TV, just not really any form of entertainment. All we had was each other. And we spent all of our downtime not filming, just talking with each other, learning about each other, and creating these really, really tight bonds with each other. Whenever somebody got eliminated, it just kind of felt like they disappeared and were gone forever and that I would never see them again. Partially because I knew that when I left the Beast games that it wouldn't be the same after that. People have...
Yeah, it just sucks because like, especially the people that I was like, you know, friends with and like really form relationships with, like I wasn't able to get anybody's contact info, unfortunately. I did was able to reconnect with one of them, thankfully. Afterwards, he just ended up finding like my video and social media and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, dope. But as for everyone else, it was like, damn, I wish I could be able to talk to them, get to chat.
People have families and all kinds of things that they have to take care of, and so those kinds of bonds and friendships just wouldn't ever be the same again. So it was really sad when they left, and it really wasn't about the money for me at least. I was there for the experience and the friendships, getting to experience something that is super unique. That's why it was so emotional. I love my friends, I love the people I connected with, and it broke my heart when I knew they weren't going to be there the next day to hang out. Also, at this point, most of the people who were there for specifically money had self-eliminated. They got their chance to self-eliminate. And so a lot of the people that were there for the experience and the friendships. Most of the people I talked to had a pretty good sense that they weren't going to win and that they were really, really there maybe to win a little something here or there somewhere, but mostly for the experience and friendships. All that to say, it was very sad. I cried a lot. I cry every time my friends get eliminated. We're going to have to get a little bit used to it. But after floor 2 was over, I was hoping they were going to let us go to sleep and do it the next day like we had before, but unfortunately they were like, nope, come on up, we're going again. And I was like, oh! So floor 3 was next, and that was the floor I was on. Floor 3, pink team. Let me just say, our team was so incredibly solid. If you want to know strategy, if you want to know anything about that, I felt like our team had such good energy. We were so supportive of each other. We had already decided, even if we are losing, we still keep the energy going. That was our biggest strategy. No matter what is happening, we have to keep...
Oh yeah, I think this is how Evan got eliminated, right? One of the dudes that we just watched a video from. Yeah, I think he was on the white team for this. But she was on the pink team.
Act like a unit. We are a team. We are not separate people doing this for our own benefit. We are a team right now. And everybody was on the same page. Every single person on 3 no star, we were just on the same page. We were in a huddle beforehand. We were all holding hands, talking about our plans, our ideas. Unfortunately, I felt like part of the reason that 3-star had issues is I just didn't feel like they were quite as bonded with each other. And I felt like there were a couple of people on that team who kind of had a little bit of an arrogant attitude going into it, because I think we had more older people on our team. And from what I heard, I could be totally wrong, and if you were on 3-star and this wasn't your experience, feel free to correct me in the comments. But from what I saw, it just seemed like they were a few of them were a little more arrogant because of that.
Interesting.
But regardless, our team was solid. We were in a consensus that no matter what was happening, no matter what the score was, we would be positive. We cheer for each other no matter how many times we have a loss. We cheer for every single throw, and we focus on our own game. And I think that that is what led us to victory, genuinely. Because when you watch, we started out and we weren't winning originally. We actually had like 4 or 5 just complete misses from the start, and they were beating us. We literally did not care. Of course, I was nervous a little bit, but it didn't matter. And then one of the contestants, Princess, I don't remember her number right now, but I was good friends with her. She is so sweet and so hilarious. She went up there and she got that first one in, and from that point
Wow.
on, it was just buckets. I was just so proud of our team, and you can literally see me in every shot, me yelling and screaming my head off.
That's awesome.
Completely lost my voice just because of how, and like the energy was just unstoppable. We were electric, we were excited, and I'm so thankful for everyone who got their basket and for anyone asking. I did not make my number to get in.
Ooh.
I had a lot of people ask. I had multiple of my friends text me and say, you didn't make yours, did you? And I was like, dude! And I actually was next to Jimmy during the ad read. If you watch, you can see them cut to the other girl right after me, because she made hers and I absolutely did not make mine. It probably wouldn't have looked very good for me to not make it right after the ad read. Thankful that they didn't show my missed basket on live television, but also I am sad because I really thought that was going to be my screen time. But hey, I got good screen time screaming my head off with Emma. Let me explain this. The balls that we were throwing were like kickballs, okay? But they were covered in like a weird powder. It was almost like
Real? What?
sort of. A lot of us were trying to bounce the baby powder off because we thought it was going to make us slip. But now thinking about it and realizing, being like, maybe they had that on there to keep our hands from sweating and slipping. And the reason I talk about our energy and everything surrounding just being a team is that when they brought out that gold cup, not a single person was even slightly moved. We were like, whatever, who cares? Let's just get these shots in, win, and move on. Also, I'll be honest with you, when I was standing up there looking at the gold cup, there is just no way. I don't think a single person would have been able to get that shot.
To be honest, yeah, me too. It's like, I don't know. It's just like way farther than the red cup, and also you have to get it in the circle, so it's like not even the entire hole is open. It's just like the center of it is like, yeah. There would have been no point to go for it.
It was already really, really hard to get the red cup shots because the wind was blowing and it was far. They go over, they do their whole, let's do a rousing speech. Yo! Let's get this white team's energy back up. Then the guy went up with his final shot and missed it, and we just erupted. I remember going to the edge, and even though the energy had been great, I was so stressed coming up there because I really didn't want to go home. Obviously, nobody wants to go home. But I just had no time to even take a second, breathe, and look at where I was. And so we won, we cheered, we freaked out, we were singing and dancing and all that, and giving our sorries and condolences to the white team because I knew how crushed they were. But after all of that, I walked to the front of the tower and I stood there and I just looked out at the view. Oh my god, that view was just so incredible. It was the middle of the night. You could see all of the lights in like Toronto, and it was just beautiful. After we had won, we went back down and they were like, we're getting this last tower challenge in. We're getting number 1, floor 1 done tonight. So they did. They got floor 1 done that night. And I had friends on both sides, so it was tough either way. Orange won, and that completed the majority of the tower challenge. After that, we are all of a sudden told, guys, actually, we're not even done yet. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
4 a.m. right now.
I remember this.
I don't know how you guys are putting another challenge in here. And I was literally almost in tears because I was so exhausted and I did not want to have to do another challenge. But we had another challenge that night. I originally originally wanted to get this video out way sooner, but I really wanted to talk about the final challenge, and because it left off on a cliffhanger, I couldn't. So that's why you are getting it now, so I can talk about it. So they lined us up into the teams, orange, yellow, pink, and white. And we're all in our rows, and they let us know about the ride situation. We had to pick captains, and I'm like, more rides! Very frustrating. But I felt pretty good because I felt like we had good people. When it came to selecting a team captain, they had Dino, who is an awesome guy who was willing to go up there. And then we also had Akira, who's one of my really close friends, and he was willing to go up there as well. Akira originally didn't even put himself up. It was Cody, number 900, who was like, we should pick Akira. And Akira was like, yeah, I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring too. And so he did. But I know that it made it seem like there was a little bit of tension or something, but there was...
It did seem like that. I was gonna ask because like you're friends with the guy, but she's saying no.
No bad blood. We were fine picking Dino, or, Akira was also fine picking Dino too. People really wanted Dino and really trusted Dino, and he seemed like a good guy. I will say I didn't know Dino as well at this point. I hadn't really talked to him all that much, so I was terrified. And my friends were like, no, he's like a retired firefighter, and he wants to do this for his grandkids. We can really trust him. Like, he had a lot of people who really vouched for him. One of the reasons that I was okay with him being our team captain was that during our floor challenges, throwing the ball in the cup challenge, he'd been such a beacon. He was one of the people who was really leading, really cheering us on, and really unifying us. So I felt like I'd gotten sort of an idea of his character already. So then after that, we all agreed on Dino, and he went up there. They start the timer, money starts going, and I'm just shaking, nervous.
This part is like exhilarating.
The princess are standing there like, oh my god. He likes to ham it up and stuff, he's very performative and very charismatic and stuff, and so he was doing a lot of,
The edit does make it look like Dino's gonna choose to take the bribe.
But me and Emma and Ivy, all of my friends on Blue Team, we were just losing our mind. Being like, get away from the button, stop! Better as the time went on, and he didn't press the button. As you guys saw, they really made it look like he was gonna press the button, but he absolutely did not press the button. We were cheering, and he cried, and was so sweet. You guys mean more to me than that stage. He had really been there for us, all the way from...
I mean, yeah, that's just like a really like genuine like human being guy. Like you seems very nice and like. I mean, look, can I just? I'm just gonna say something if that's quite all right with everybody. I feel like I would have taken the money. I would have taken the million. Which is why the universe did not put me in that position, right? I'm just imagining just like being chosen as the captain to like whether I take a bribe or not, and like being eliminated from the team. Ultimately, I would have felt okay. Let's just say, because I don't know, I told my friends before going to Vegas for the Beast Game stuff, if Mr. Beast puts money in front of me to eliminate myself and a bunch of people, I'm gonna take the money. I said that over and over again because I'm my family doesn't have money. Okay, let's just be real. Can we just be real? Can we just be real for a second? So that money would do a lot for my family, and of course, all these competitors have families they want to take care of. Yada yada, whatever the fuck. But like, if I'm put in a position to take $1 million, by the way, money that I will probably never see, is like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking take it. Like, thankfully, depending on how you look at it, the 4 teams captains did not take the $1 million bribe. All good people for sure, and it also benefits them because people trust them going into future challenges and want to help them naturally. Because if you do take that money, that million, your team goes home, but you get to stay. So even though you stay, no one's gonna trust you, bro. No one's gonna trust you because you just eliminated so many people. So I am curious how that would have gone if someone taken the money and stayed. I mean, could you imagine if you had won the $1 million and the $5 million, going home with a total of $6 million? That would have been crazy. Yeah, I would have taken the money.
On the towers, off the towers. Great guy. Love Dino. He is such a wonderful, genuine man. So that is the end of episode 2 and the beginning of episode 3. I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what it was like to live in Beast City and kind of go through a day in Beast City.
Yes, I did. I'm curious about this.
At least before the tower challenges. So we were divided into our houses. There were 50 people in each house to start, and we each had our own bunk bed and our own little buckets that had all of our stuff in it, like our towels and extra clothes. We had girls' and boys' bathrooms and showers. I was on the top bunk of one of the bunk beds. Because we filmed at night, we'd be waking up in the middle of the day. Anytime I would wake up, I would be sweating. It was so hot during the day because I think the sun was beating down right on our house, so I would always wake up in a sweat, which is it's fine.
No, it sounds like that's the case for the entire Beast City, because another guy said, was it Evan? It might have been Evan, who has said that it was all just so hot.
It was just funny. But basically, you would wake
Which
up,
I would have hated. I hate when it's hot and I'm trying to sleep.
and you would go out to the Feastables Cafe. And let me give you a little image of the Feastables Cafe. There were these little glass doors that you could pull open, and there was a ton of them, like a whole grid.
Oh, interesting. You can't even go inside. It's just pulling food from there.
Glass doors. In each of the little cubbies, there would be people putting food in those cubbies, and you could see if it was vegetarian or vegan, gluten-free, whatever dietary requirement you had, they had it. And so you would go in there, you'd open a cubby, there'd be food in it, and you'd take it. And everybody would just kind of be waiting around Feastables Cafe, waiting for their food. And on either side of Feastables Cafe, there was a coffee station, and then a case full of Feastables at any time, liquid death, and lots of...
A lot of liquid death. There was so much liquid death.
Water bottles, electrolyte drinks, sodas. You could get water, soda, food, pretty much any time during the day, but they did have set breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Basically, you would walk out, you would go to one of the different picnic tables, find your friends, and you would eat your food, you would chat, laugh, talk about the last games, talk about what you thought the next games were going to be, because we were always talking about what we thought the next games were going to be. After eating, you would take your tray, take it back up to Feastables Cafe, go to medical, get my medicine for the day. Usually I would go get ready because we were told we'd be filming at night, and so I would go put on my makeup and take showers, all that good stuff. And then we'd all meet back up again and we would play games. I would usually run a game called Mafia or Werewolf. I don't know what that is, but it is
Interesting.
a very fun game. It's almost like a mystery storytelling game with a big storytelling element. It has similarities to D&D, I think, at least the way that I play it or run it. So I would get together big groups of people and we would play Werewolf, and it was so much fun. And at one point, I'm so sad they didn't show this, but I had a group of like 50 people all playing Werewolf, which is just so much fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Even more fun is I even got Carl and Chandler to play
What?
with us one time when they were hanging out in the Beast City, so that was pretty fun, getting to lead a game of Werewolf for Carl and Chandler. But we would play games, we would hang out, we would talk, play soccer, basketball, chess, cornhole, ping pong tables, there were frisbees. I loved playing frisbee with my friends as well. There was so much to do in the city. There was just a lot of open space. There were
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
lounge areas. That's kind of the extent of what we had to do there. During our off time, we were kind of having a blast. There were people that were running yoga. There were people running hide and seek games. And then at night, we would be told you should probably go ahead and eat dinner. We're going to be filming soon. We're like, cool, we all go eat dinner. And then we would go film and go to sleep after the filming, wake up the next day, and start over. And there were a lot of groups that kind of formed, but really, I mean, everybody was very friendly. I didn't really find too many people to be mean or anything like that. I felt like I made a good amount of friends while I was there. That's basically a day in the Beast City. Most of it is just bonding with your contestant mates or your friends. And before we close out the video, let me answer some of the questions from the first video. So the first question comes from Nathan Roberts. Was the flag number you grabbed the number you got in Beast Game?
Oh, this is good because what was it? Matthew had 191 somehow, and then the jersey as well. So let's hear.
Yes. So during episode 0, there was a flag challenge where you would have to run and grab a numbered flag to continue. I ran and grabbed flag 744, and they told us absolutely do not lose that flag. If you lose the flag, you're eliminated. I was almost worried they were going to make us do chase around and steal the flag from someone. I made sure nobody was going to get it. That that is how I got number 744, was from the flag game. So the next question was...
That's interesting because like there's one more challenge left and there's still 100 people that still need to go home, so a lot of people aren't going to get that number after capture the flag if they go home. So interesting way to do that.
How aware were you and the other contestants that you were standing on trapdoors before they actually dropped, and how quickly were the trapdoor sequences done in real time? So we actually figured out that we were on trapdoors almost instantly, mainly because when we were first walking in, we were walking under where the platforms were. You could see rows and rows and rows of these wooden boxes that were going all the way up, and we were like, what is that? So we kind of had an idea that there was going to be some sort of falling aspect, I guess. Then when we saw the trapdoors, we knew instantly. We could tell. And you could tell when you stood on them too. They were very, very clearly trapdoors. Though they didn't tell us they were trapdoors until we were really filming. I will tell you, the sequences took a long time. They were definitely not as quick as they seemed because they wanted to make sure everybody was really safe. The ones where they did like the row, where they would drop all in a row, it just took a long time to set up beforehand. It was
this is a crazy shot to get.
Done that quick, it was like a da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but the prep time beforehand was substantial because they wanted to be safe. Like they weren't just going to drop somebody out of the blue. That kind of goes for a lot of the games, though it was so quick and such seamless cuts and all that kind of stuff. It really did take a long time to film these. They filmed these over days. So the next question is, was there a safety thing they did to make sure no one would fall off the towers? And let me explain that this is for episode 1 towers, not episode 2 towers. I'm going to tell you right now, even if you did fall off the towers, it probably wouldn't be that dramatic. The episode 1 personal towers, they weren't as high off the ground as they seemed. They had the tower, and then about 4 feet below was a floor, and they edited that floor out and made it look like it was forever and ever and ever. But below that...
Yeah, they did make it... I was wondering when I was watching the first episode, like, I know there has to be, like, a floor here. Because, like, you know, you see Mr. Beast and the crew, like, walking around anyway, so it's... And, like, bodyguards, so it's just, like...
Fell off the towers, you wouldn't be hurt. It would be like a 3-4 foot drop to the floor. It felt high, regardless. But I don't think anybody was going to fall off. And I mean, if we are talking technically, we were tethered by our mic. Our mic was connected to the platform, and the mic was connected to our leg, like strapped to our leg. And our last question is, how did you get selected to participate? That is what I want to know. So I had submitted an audition in the past, or an application in the past, to Beast videos, and because of that, I was already in their system, I guess.
Yeah, this happened to me as well.
They sent me an email asking me to audition for Beast games. I went through the
Europe
process, made a video like they asked me to, and I got very lucky. I got cast. They called me that day and asked me a couple of questions, and then I literally was leaving not that long after. It was going like real quick. But if you want to audition for future Beast Games stuff or other Mr. Beast videos, you can look up Beast Games or Mr. Beast video submissions. I'm pretty sure they have like open submissions all the time.
Okay, see that I didn't know, because honestly, they did send me the same email. It was like, hey, we saw that you applied to a Mr. Beast thing in the past. Do you want to be a part of Beast Games? But the thing is, I don't remember where I initially applied to. I do remember doing that at one point, but I don't remember where exactly. So this is how you find out how to submit for Mr. Beast videos.
And once your name is in the system, you could have the exact same thing that happened to me happen, where they see your name and they're like, oh, they put in for this one, why don't we ask them to audition for this one? Oh,
yeah.
And one other thing I did see, which I thought was a little silly, is somebody saying that I didn't make it far because the games are still filming. The games are not still filming. They wrapped...
Sorry, what? How are people this fucking stupid, man? They think just because she's at home making videos that, oh, she must have been eliminated pretty early. No, bro. Like, these have been, like, whoever won the 5 million already knows, like, they won it. And, like, Mr. Beast, who knows who won it and, like, everything like that. Like,
in September. We were given a timeline that we had to be free from August through September. They are not still filming this right now, just to answer that question for you. I also saw a lot of people trying to guess how far I made it in the games. We'll see. I can't tell you that. You will have to continue to watch the Beast Games on Prime to find out.
It is cool that she gets to like make videos as they come out and be like, oh, am I still in the show? I don't know. But because of my experience, the first video is like, yeah, I got eliminated like immediately.
Right now, I'm still in Booty. Also, be on the lookout for episode 3.
What if she won? I just realized, what if she won the $5 million? That would be crazy. I'd be down for that.
Discussion and reaction. I'll be talking with the people who were in the red boxes with me during episode 3 about our experience in the red box, because I promise you, they did not cover enough of the insanity that occurred. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. Please subscribe. We just hit 1,000 subscribers literally Christmas Day. What a Christmas.
Whoa, and she's 2,500 subscribers now.
Surprise for me. Please like, comment how far you think I made it. I can't answer all of them, obviously, but I would love to answer more questions. If you have any, just leave them in the comments below. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, all of those lovely things to stay updated. Come hang out with me on Twitch sometime. I go live on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Oh.
And I will see
Twitch.
you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Good video to end it off on. That was a good video to end it off on. So yeah, overall, as you can see, I got to learn some stuff about the stuff that I didn't get to be there for Beast Games, and as you can see, if you watch all these like videos back to back, like we did on stream, now you can see like a lot of the things like match up with what people were saying. Like, through this stream, I got to find out, there was a rumor that girl who went for the 50K but didn't get it, actually did get 10K from Mr. Beast for feeling, because he felt that, and just stuff like that. So that was fun. I'm glad we did it. We can end the stream here. This is probably the last Beast Games stream, at least, that I'm going to be doing, because I don't know. We did the initial one where I reacted to Beast Games episodes 0 and 1, and now we got this one where I reacted to videos from other players. I think that's it. I think that's all we have to do for Beast Game stuff, unless something else happens. But nah, I think stream wise it's done. YouTube video wise it's most likely done. I haven't done any TikToks though or something like that, so I probably should try to do something like that for that. But yeah, and what? This is obviously an organic way to plug the video that I did. So if you're interested in hearing my experience, you can watch this video right here. Let me start at the beginning. Actually, it is funny now I'm looking at it, because like mine is like the most time, like this is the longest one out of the ones we watched today. Play, you fool. Don't make me look foolish.
I competed in Mr. Beast's biggest competition, Beast Games. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you my full experience of being a part of this show from beginning to end. You'll also be hearing from another Beast Games contestant, and this is the story of how I got screwed over and lost out on $5 million.
I mean, that's how you start a video, baby. That is how you start a video. The music, everything. The teaser. And then, of course...
Check out my new short film, Fear by Definition. It's on YouTube. Anyone can watch it for free. Please support it. A lot of work into it. It's gonna be...
Go watch my short film. It's out there. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. Yeah, man. You can watch that. Almost like 16,000 views, so let's get those numbers up. I'm curious to see. Will it be my most viewed video? We shall see. Thanks for watching the stream, guys.